problems with his phone, but he is at his daughter's tennis match and he's looking good. So he's addressing some of the some of these false rumors. And good and well, like I always tell you guys all the time, most of these people just do that because it's all for content, making up rumors, talking about people just because when they don't hear from a person. So I'm waiting for it to come back on. For some reason, I think he's having problems with his phone. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and non-biased. Okay. Hey, Sydney. I see Sydney's in how she say I missed it. I'm happy he's doing good and looking good. Absolutely, absolutely. Because we don't wish, especially over here on Real Talk with Lady D, we do not wish the downfall for no one. So he's having problems, guys. He went out, so I'm gonna keep checking to see if he's going to come back. But he addressed some of the stuff, but he was going in and out. He was at his daughter's tennis match, and I think that he said, from what I had heard, that Destiny went ahead and called him and was telling him about some of the rumors that is going on. And that's just to show you, like I said there and say, when it comes to these overzealous fans, I mean, they will make up any and everything, and the reason why they're doing that, because of monetary gain, guys. Come on, guys, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. So I'm checking to see if he's going to come back. He might come back because he came in and out twice. So I'm gonna see if he's gonna come back, and then we can go from there, right there. Okay. So I see Sydney says, terrible how people can run with narratives, and Melody didn't step in not once to say it wasn't true. And she's not, because like I said, Melody, what she's doing, and I'm gonna say everything is alleged, but like I said, you air it out, you are free game. But I'm gonna just say alleged. But Melody, long as you can bank off of people pain, and yes, you're gonna do stuff like that. You're going to do something like that. Wow. Yeah. So we just waiting for him to come on and see. Girl, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Yeah, we just waiting to see if he's gonna come back on. So I'm gonna see how long. But wait a few minutes, and then I'm gonna check and see if he's coming back on. But so far he haven't. But he's at his daughter's tennis match, and I think all the ones that is putting those false narratives out, putting those stories out, they owe this man an apology, guys. You know good and well that is wrong. I see my girl Butterflies in house. Let me go ahead and see if I can drop the mic, see if she want to come on. Guys, make sure you go ahead and check out Butterfly. So let me go ahead and drop the mic. But you see how these people sitting there saying this man was in the hospital, in a mental institution, everything they got to make it so bad about him. Anything that Martell do, they want to demonize it. Make it make sense, guys. I mean, it just don't make no sense. And had people running with this narrative that this man is in a psychic ward, and even making thumbnails, got this man all, strapped up, and, saying that, all types of things about him. And as you can see right here, Martell looking good is all outdoors. You cannot take a strong man down. You cannot do that. And one thing that you cannot do, you cannot pit him against his children, because he loves his children. So we might as well just get over it. Get over it. Because as you can see right here, Martell, he's over it. He's over with it. He's not worrying about it. This man is at the tennis match with his daughters, looking good, is all outdoors. And that's real talk. Butterflies say these people are sick for that. They trigger. Yeah. They these are trauma. Let me your mic for some reason is saying that the device. Okay, I see it right now. Hey, Butterfly, how are you doing? Butterfly?
Yep, I can hear you
Okay.
now. You know my
Okay.
phone's like retarded, so I'm gonna have a delay. But I just want
Yes.
to say I am that. You know what's crazy? They so sick and vile because that really triggered me because I really lost my little brother to that to
Hmm.
suicide. So to
Wow.
even do
I'm
to
sorry to hear
yeah,
that. I give my condolences to you and your family. This is real. All this
you
stuff
know,
is real.
that's crazy. That yo, man. I'm just at a loss for words. These people really go, yeah, yeah. I hope the cats ice her out.
Yeah,
She
and
she don't
also
want to get her fans under control. Go ahead and get rid of her. Go ahead
yeah,
and get rid of her.
I
She
see
don't want to get them psycho people under control. She need to go ahead and they need to go ahead and ice her out and stop playing.
absolutely. And I see where Sydney says, right, who fake leaked that information. Now, what needs to be done, they need to go and trace and see who started this rumor, who put that information out,
Absolutely.
who put that information out. And that's where they need to go from there. And if I was Martell, I would get them for defamation of character because that was absolutely wrong to put this on this man. It's just to show you they want him. Anytime when someone try to throw everything at you is because they want something that you got. They are very jealous of Martell because they wants to see Martell down because Martell is not in that scorned bitter home anymore.
You know what, Lady D? I absolutely agree with you. I think it has everything to do with she's still stuck and he is not.
Hmm.
And them being together for as long as they did were, she knows, things to try to push his buttons. But honestly, I really hope because I did hear I heard some other content creator, doing play by play what supposedly happened in the courthouse. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we already know who's leaking this nonsense out.
Hmm.
Period. But this has gotten out of hand. This has gotten out of hand. This has gotten so out of hand. And I'm starting to think, my vlog I did for prayer for him, right?
Hmm. I haven't
I'm
watched
thinking
it
that
yet.
got sent somewhere.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh,
watch it. I
okay.
haven't
Yeah,
watched it.
that must have got sent somewhere because all of a sudden these trolls are all up in that they trying to leave, their little comments and stuff. But yo, the block is hot and I'm blocking any and everything because first of all, I'm talking about my own personal experience and not just that situation. So for them to think that I don't know who they think I am, but they won't be running amok in my comment section. Period.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me
So
go ahead and drop
they
the
must
link
have
in
shared my
case.
they must
Let me
they
drop the
must have
link. I'm
shared
gonna
my
drop
video
the link.
somewhere.
Hold on one
'Cause
second.
them-
Butterfly. Hold on one second. Hey,
Mhm.
logical came in. I'm gonna just drop the link in case you want to come up. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
logical.
I went ahead and dropped the link in case you want to come up, Lodge. But yes, guys, let me go ahead and give you the rundown. Martell Holt came on IG and he wanted to address some of the stuff that is going on. He was at his daughter's tennis match and he said that those rumors was not true and how he got it because he just trying to lay back. He's trying to lay back and he's chilling, and I think that the reason why people, they making up rumors because they was trying to flush him out because they didn't have no content, where they can say some things about him. So what they did was they went ahead and they put out that false narrative. Now, what I would do if I was Martell, I would lawyer up. I would go ahead and I would get me an attorney and I will find out who the one that put this information out. Because, like I said, that right there was assassination of character just because these bottle feeders, that's exactly what they are, a bunch of bottle feeders. I mean, I thought that some of these women, they had it going on, but some of them still living at their parents' house. Make it make sense. Hey, my girl, how are you doing? Wait, Lodge was trying to come on, and for some reason, it clicked right out. But yeah, I found out some of these content creators, they don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out. One of them said they're all up in Ariane's tail and living with their parents. Make it make sense. These people ain't got nothing. These people are putting out all those false accusations because they trying to sit there and put some crumbs on their table, and that's real talk. Grandma Mucha says, I'm starting to get the picture of how these stories, rumors, and narratives got leaked. First a court date, then he had a meltdown and ended in a psych ward with s tendencies while how low. These people are crazy. Like I said there and say, they put out all that. They would do any and everything just to sit there and paint that picture, that pretty picture of Melody. So I'm waiting for Logical to come in, and also Butterfly, if she want to come back, she can. I think she was having mic problems, and Logical, she was trying to get up, but for some reason it kicked her out. So like I said, guys, let me go ahead and say right here, all this right here, make sure that I put my copyright disclaimer under 107, which I went ahead and did all that right there. But let me know what your thoughts about all this stuff right here. I think that it's time for Martell. I think it's time for not just Martell, every last person that's a part of Love and Marriage in Huntsville. I think that they should now start sending out defamation lawsuits, because as you can see right here, these people, they would do any and everything to sit there and try to get clicks and likes or whatever they are getting under the table just to assassinate these people character. That's sad, guys. Make it make sense. You can't get no lower than that when you do something like that. Logical Speak say I cannot get my mic to work. Okay, okay. But let me know what your thoughts about all this right here, Lodge. This is horrible. And I see Miss Van, that's Melody's mom. I see she's on Instagram. She posting a picture of Martell and Melody's oldest daughter with a trophy. I see, where she went ahead and did that. That was cute. Let me see what it says. It says that the tennis tournament, Hoover, AL, I guess, family time support, tennis, Melody, legacy, but she didn't hashtag Martell. So since she didn't hashtag Martell, if I was Martell, I would go to my attorney and make her take that down as well, because he already said that he do not want his kids on social media. So by she didn't acknowledge the dad, I would go ahead and I would sit there and go to my attorney about that, get that off, because you cannot sit there and post these kids when it was court order that you could not, make it make sense. Logical say, guys, he is okay. It was not true. Absolutely. That was not true. But we want to find out. That's exactly what we want to do. We want to go ahead and find out who are the fire starters, who are the ones that's putting out all this false information. That's just to show you guys that these people, they are clout chasers. These people are clout chasers. To do something like that, that is horrible. That is really horrible. Hey, Lige. Lige. So we're trying to make sure that we get Lodge, and I see Butterfly is in too. I went ahead and let you guys up. I'm just waiting. Hey, say something if you got the mic. Go ahead and say something.
Okay. Well, I have a delay, so I had to wait until the sound came in on my end. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead. Say what you have to say.
Oh
Any
yeah. I'm sorry because I dropped down before you right when you were saying what you said, and you know what? I think you're right because if you remember prior to that court date, they was making vlogs. Where is he? Where is he? You know what I mean? So I think you're right. They wanted to flush him out, and I
Mhm.
also agree that one is stuck and one is no longer stuck. And I think that's why he decided to lay low because of the way he was trying. First of all, the way that he's being painted. Anyway, this
And yeah,
abusive.
and yeah, and also your hope says that they are being slick by having other people post the kids. Yeah, because I remember another content creator went ahead. I hear feedback, guys.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
I remember another content is a feedback. I hear a feedback, guys. We want to make sure that we give a good show.
Wow. Can you guys hear me?
Who's talking?
This is logical. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm hearing the feedback.
You think it's coming from my mic?
I don't know. Let me go see. Well, I think Butterfly is muted.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. What I'm gonna do is yeah, Butterfly,
Okay.
her mic is muted. I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic and go ahead and see if you can be able to say something, okay?
Okay. I just came in and I was wondering, is he okay? Was it false or was it true? Or what's going on?
It was false. He said
Oh
it
my
was false.
God.
Yes, he said it was false.
Oh my God. So
Yes.
they did you I heard you saying they said this in order to fish him out.
I don't know what happened, but he came on and
Uh-huh.
he's mute your mic, Lodge.
Okay.
He came on, Martell Holt came on IG and he said that he had got a call from Destiny. And Destiny
Oh
called
boy.
him. Yes, Destiny called him and told him that, they putting out that, he in a psychic ward because he wanted to commit the S. That's horrible. That's horrible. Let me read some of the comments and then I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic and y'all can go ahead and have at it. Jay Carol, I might be pronouncing your last name wrong. It says, so tell me something. Why was Martell okay with posting them before you all sound dumb? I don't know what she's talking about. Like I said, it's his kids. He do whatever he want to do with his kids. But if the court ordered him not to or not to post the kids, then they cannot violate that, and that's real talk. So something got to be wrong with you. And also we don't have that old ghetto stuff in here. Grandma Mucci says they do anything for a show. It's revealed the CC's true intention. One can hold someone accountable without assassinate them, but that's sad. That's horrible. That's horrible. Guys, I'm finna mute my mic. Go ahead and I see that Logical, she's buffing, okay, and I really
Yeah,
want
I
to
agree with
hear.
I
Go
agree
ahead,
with Grandma
Butterfly.
Mochi. Yeah, I was saying I agree with Grandma Mochi. I hope I'm saying it
Mm-hmm.
right. I agree with her. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely disgusting, and honestly, I just feel like Cat Williams said, it's the season of exposure, and she's being exposed, and so is her cult.
Mm-hmm.
And like you brought up earlier, she came on. People been asking her to ask them to chill, and she didn't want to ask them to chill. And their favorite line is, she can't control us. I can't control them." But we sat up there and
Mm-hmm.
watched her tell them to go do something to another content creator, and they all did it. So I don't want
Mm-hmm.
miss me with the "you can control it" or none of that. These people are vile, disgusting, and their day is here. And this is
Absolutely.
why they're so this is why she's worried about a lawsuit coming, and this is why she now trying to get them to chill. Not only is that why she's trying to get them to chill, but she's also trying to get them to chill because they're affecting her own relationships. They don't even have no chill pill with people that's supposed to be her friends.
Mm-mm-mm. But that's
It's
horrible.
fake.
That is horrible when you have to make up false accusations, just to sit there and try to assassinate someone's character. It makes no sense. It's just to show you that, what are these people trying to prove? All you doing is digging a deeper ditch for Melody. Because if you riding that hard for Melody, but while you tearing down other people, it makes one think, what is the motive behind all this? Because do you know this man where you wants to see this man out? It makes no sense. I see your Hope says you don't know these people in real life. We go off what we see on YouTube. Absolutely, they don't know these people from a can of paint. But the thing about it is that something got to be going on behind the closed doors, and I pray that the Most
I
High
already
God will reveal
I
it to
know,
us.
ain't nobody listening to me. It's a Ponzi scheme. She is paying these
Yes.
people. These people are
And we gonna sell
making.
allegedly. We
They
gonna
are
sell
benefiting.
allegedly. Yes.
Allegedly, these people are benefiting one way or another. I know somebody that went over there on her Instagram yesterday, and she handing out money like it's candy. Oh, you're the winner for this contest. You're the winner for that contest. Those are all manipulation tricks, and she's straight up in our face paying these people, and this is why they go so hard.
Mm-hmm.
They really think she's trying to
Absolutely.
their life when she's just using them for her benefit, and it really ain't
Absolutely.
benefiting her because people are tired. People are tired. I don't know if you seen my latest vlog that I did that I dropped early today, but
I'm gonna go watch it.
word on the
Mhm.
curve is she went above Carlo King's head.
And I don't know why would she do that. Look like that should be a chain of
Right.
command. You never go over your boss head. That right there, that's automatic to me termination. But let me see what logical speech says. She says, I'm happy that Martell is okay. Absolutely. Because we
Mm-mm.
saw, just a few days, they wanted to see this man out.
Yeah.
These people put out that false lie. And if I was Martell, every last person that ran with that story and they banked off it, they monetized it, I'll go and strike every last one of them channel. But logical says, I'm happy that Martell is okay. That's great. Never believe he was a danger to himself or anyone else. They are demons. Absolutely. These people are demonic. And I called that out this morning. These people are demonic. And the thing about it is, half of these people that's doing this stuff, they all are millimeters. They are millimeters.
Yes, I was
And
about to
that's why
say
I
your
say
vlog is
melody, yes.
perfect.
Go go ahead. I think Butterfly is having problems with the mic. What you're saying,
Through and through.
Butterfly?
I said
Go ahead.
through and through,
Hmm.
through and through.
Yes, yes, yes. And also
And
Grandma
now,
Moochie says money,
oh,
money,
hold up.
money,
I think my
money.
thing's
Oh yeah, yeah, Butterfly got to get that mic together. Yes, indeed, because we want to make sure that we look, we comb through all this right here because this is it. Your hope says yes, someone leaked that for a reason. And if he did go to a facility to seek help, shaking my head, so what? And that's absolute. I said that this morning. Most black men and black women, they don't want to go and get help. Where they are set on the street, and before you know it, they are incarcerated or the police taking them out. So if he needs to set into a hospital to get his mind together, so what? It's not a big deal. Mental health, mental illness is real. But the sad thing about it is that these people are putting out false accusations. That's horrible. That's horrible. And the thing about it, you guys always come up, what, uh, as if Melody is a victim. Melody could stop this anytime she wants. And you guys sitting there painting this pretty picture. Oh, she's don't do this. She don't do that. Everybody picking on her. No, everybody is picking on Martell Holt. Everybody's picking on Martell Holt. It's like they wants to see this man out. They wants to see this man gone. So in a minute when they ran with that story, they start laughing. That's just to show you these people are some very demonic people. Um, your hope says, my question is how far are certain CCs or fans will go? Like I said, it's the love of money. And the thing about it, they are not getting paid. These people most likely are just getting crumbs. Is all this right here is worth for you to lose your channel, lose your soul behind? Make it make sense. And they ran with that lie. And watch how they gonna paint that little pretty picture. They gonna take what Martell said and they gonna go ahead and twist it and try to use it against him because that's what they do. All they was doing was making up those false accusations because they was trying to flush him out. They didn't hear anything about him. Like he said he was quiet. He was chilling. He was laying back. He was with his family. So he didn't have to come on social media just like Melody always come on social media. Melody comes on social media most likely because she's trying to push her products on you guys. But it looked like it's all good over there in Mr. Hoax's house, okay? It looks like he's happy, looking really good. looking really good, and that's real talk. Okay. Logical says the cast will have to freeze her out. She is the problem on the show, and her fans, the show will grow without her. Absolutely. They're gonna have to. The cast gonna have to come together. Carlos King, he need to fly back down there to little old Huntsville and have a talk, because no way in the world I will film another day, another second with Melody. Let Melody go. Melody got her own little streaming network, whatever she's doing. Let her go. I truly believe that the cast that they have right now, they can be able to take this show to another level. And I already talked about that this morning. Make sure you go ahead and check out the video that I made this morning when I came on live. Every time when Melody touched something, she builds something. Like I say, you can build a house, you can furnish the house, but that does not mean that you're going to live in that house. Everything that she touched always ends up in somebody else's hands. So I hope the Scotts, I hope Destiny, I hope Stormy, I hope they can be able to put love and marriage in Huntsville back on track. And I know you guys don't want to hear that, but like I said, you never win when you play dirty. Okay. Your hope says, let me make sure I can see it. I give it an hour, laugh out loud. They definitely will say he was lying. Absolutely, because they was looking for something. These people, oh, they just worrying about monetization, just worrying about clicks and likes. They gonna try to twist it. Oh, Martell. Oh, he looked like he was in a psychic ward. No, Martell looked like he was, when I say somewhere, getting his piece. Now he was actually getting his piece, because we know when it comes to Melody, Melody always sit there and say she's all about her piece, but always do the most. Okay, but he looked like he was about his piece. He looked like he was doing good. He looked like, trust me, that Ariane is taking really good care of him. Okay. Yes, indeed. Tara Wilson said he looks stressed. Stop it. Oh, you see, that's it. But that's all right. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. See, they gonna say something like, he don't look stressed to me. He definitely don't look stressed to me. What I saw, he was at his children's tennis match, enjoying himself. He wasn't even checking on social media. So quite obvious, he got other stuff that, he was doing. He was taking care of his business. He's not on social media. Destiny called him and told him what was going on. Okay. Logical says, wow, he was just laying low as he should in peace. And they came up with the lies. God said go. Then she need to get gone ASAP. You need to go. Yes, she needs to go. I guess they say, oh, she the one helped pitch this show to Carlos King, and this is her show. Because they was quick to say this was Mel's show. No, this is not Mel's show. Mel, she don't cut those checks. If she cut those checks, yeah, we could say this was Mel's show. But Mel needs to go. If I was Carlos King, I would say, hey, look, it's a conflict of interest. You got something, similar of what we are doing right now. So go and focus on your business. I would tell her that, because why would you want to build somebody else's house when your house is not off the ground? Make it make sense, because what they're trying to do, they are trying to sabotage it. That's what they try to do. They try to sabotage. So I would have her to leave. Logical says that the cast will have to freeze her out. She is the problem on the show, and her fans, the show will grow without her. Absolutely. I would give her ultimatum. I would give Melody an ultimatum. Either you go ahead and disassociate yourself with the millimeters, disband that, dismantle that, or you got to go. Go ahead and fire her. Go ahead and fire her, because she is a disgruntled employee. Okay. Let's go ahead and read some more comments. Your hope says you may be stressed. He's probably dealing with a lot like other people in real life. Yes, we all go through hell and back. We all go through hell and back. And even if he's stressed, he's not the first and he's not the last. So what you trying to say? Being stressed is a crime? Being stressed is a crime now? You guys mad. Like I said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. He looks stressed. Stop it, girl. Stop it, Terry Wilson. Stop it. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But like I said, that's what it is. Just because the man was laying low. The man was laying low. The man looks good, really good. I don't see no bags under his eyes. I don't see his neck all twitching and need a filter to cover up all the stress. Like somebody that we know. Y'all wants to see Martell down. But God is not going to allow it to happen. God is not allowed to happen because not God knows you guys' intentions and he knows that it's not good. So like I said there and say you got to be careful how you sat there and try to gloat over someone else's downfall. But if I was Martell Holt, I will go and get me attorney. I will lawyer up and I will find out who are the ones that's trying to assassinate my character because it's time for these people to go. It's time for these people to go because these people is what I call demonic spirits. And it's time to sit there and get these bugs away from here. They don't deserve a platform. It's time for them to go. Logical Speak says callers would never fire her. The cast can fire her by not filming with her. Mariah Hugh, her ASAP. Absolutely. They can ice out. They can ice her out by not wanting to film with her. And I hope that Tisha and Marcel, because you know how Marcel is, he'll want to film. But if I was Tisha, no, I'm not going to film with Melody for almost 6 seasons. Well, you might as well just say 7. Melody dragged our marriage. Melody tried to sit there and bring any and everybody in because she was trauma bonding and she wanted me and my kids to trauma bond. She tried everything that she could to sit there and break Marcel and Tisha up. She tried to get rid of Miss Wanda. And the reason why she wanted Miss Wanda out the box, because she know once she get Miss Wanda out the box, then she can have at it when it comes to Tisha. But Tisha wasn't going to fall for that. So who else going to film with her? And I don't think that Stormy is going to film with her, not because of the millimeters. The millimeters is trying to tear down her business. You go on her business page, they sat there and gave her a bad report. And you know that's a lie because Stormy is doing good. Stormy is growing. She's prospering. I mean, she's selling her products every second. And they jealous. They jealous. But it tells you about those green-eyed mouses. Jealousy is crueler than the grave. Jealousy will keep their eyes on their prey until they take them out. And that's sad. Call us your hope says, oh my God, uh Tara Wilson say he looks stressed. My God, that man did not look stressed. I'm not gonna tell you no lie. That man did not look stressed. That man looked it good. He looked like he was enjoying himself with his children. Enjoying himself with his children. And everybody was saying, well, Melody had the kids for 3 weeks. How did you guys know that Melody had the kids for 3 weeks? And even if Melody had the kids for 3 weeks, most likely Martell and Melody had worked something out because even Martell said if Melody is not on the road, she don't have any gigs, anything going, then she can have the kids as long as she wants. So who to say that Melody had the kids for 3 weeks because Melody didn't have nothing going this month, had nothing going for her this month. And if she continued doing what she's doing right now, I don't think that no one will want to even work with Melody. Who wants to work with something like that when she got some fans that anything that does not sit there, and work in Mel's favor, they're going to go and try to sit there and assassinate these people. I mean, these people are bullies. These people are, let me put up my sign because these people are bullies. These people are harassing everybody. And like I said, Melody, she could put a stop to this. She can put a stop to this. It's like, she's egging all this on. But let me make sure I put my hotline this, because this is horrible. These people are vicious, malicious, vindictive people. Some 7 says, be careful defending abuser. Like I said, they're saying no one is a defending an abuser. Like I said, he have not been charged for none of this stuff. Now he have been charged for it, then okay. But the only ones that I saw was abusive, and that was Melody. Melody was the only one that I saw abusive. According to Melody, what did Melody say? Melody said Martell never even put a hand on her. We already saw who was the aggressive one. We already saw who was the ones that was throwing wine glasses. We already saw who was the one that had lighter fluid and a lighter and wanted to set that house on fire. We saw who was throwing plants and just throwing everything that she could. Someone said that they saw clips, and I'm gonna say allegedly, where Mel had threw a knife in the wall. But yet you want to call Martell abusive? Get out of here. Get out of here. Terry Wilson says this man tried to destroy me. Like I said, they're saying from what we saw, we didn't see any clips. I'm pretty sure if Martell was trying to destroy Melody, they would have had some type of evidence, some type of police reports. Show us the police reports. Show us the police reports. Because we can't go by of what you guys are saying. Look how you guys are spinning this narrative. You guys sit there and say this man was in a mental institution. So we're not going to go by of what you guys saying unless you show us some police reports that Martell have. Until then, all this right here is what these YouTubers are saying. We're not going to go by that. But we got the clips that Martell gave Tasha K of Melody being the abusive person. We saw at the reunion when Melody told Martell, not just Martell, told the entire world, that's why I beat your you know what. And everybody that was sitting on that couch at the reunion, their mouth dropped. And I was sure that Carlos King was going to address that. But he didn't. He swept it under the rug. But just like Martell said, let have been me. If it would have been Martell, you guys would have sat there and y'all would have dragged him to the filth, just like you guys are dragging him right now, and make sure that charges was filed against him. But just because it's Melody, oh, he deserved it. So guys, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because how you guys are trying to spin this narrative, God is sitting there bringing all the truth to light. Like I said there in sale, one thing about the truth is going to surely, but it's going to slowly but surely find its way back home. And that's real talk. That's real talk. Your Hope says both Mel and Martell has shown to be out of control. Like I said, it could be. But all we saw right now Mel was the one that was putting her hands on. Putting her hands on him. And that's real talk, Let me go ahead and see if my girl, you got that mic get together, girl? Butterfly. Butterfly, going once, going
CD?
twice. You got your mic together? Yes. I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay. There you got to work with me, Lady D.
Now, come on, Butterfly. We got to get it together. You there? So I'm just waiting for a butterfly.
Yep, I'm
Call
here.
me at
It's
any time. Yeah, go ahead.
unfortunately the
So what are you on? You on a
oh
mic
no,
or are you
because
on your cell phone?
I was missing. So you can
So are you on a mic or your
I'm on
cell
my cell
phone?
phone.
Yeah, that's probably would it most likely you probably have to get on your mic in order to get a clear, make sure that everything is clear so we can be able to hear you because you got to get it out, girl. So what you got? Everybody sitting, like I said there and say,
Hold on.
they trying to twist the story,
Hold on. Let me put in
which
my
I know they're
headphones.
going. Mhm. Which I knew you guys was going to try to twist the story. Terry Wilson says charges were made against him. That's why he was arrested. Charges was not made against him for what you guys say it was. The charges was made over something that had happened 2 years ago, over a photo, and that's a misdemeanor. That is not a DV. That was a misdemeanor.
And wait a minute though,
That
because it's not even for that. It says harassing communication. How about that? It has nothing to do with the P, the so-called revenge P.
absolutely.
Go if you look at that file, it says harassing communication. Nothing about that other crap.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Terry, put your caps down. You shout one more time. I promise you, you will be blocked because we don't have it in here. In here is grown
Hold
folks,
on.
okay? Like I said, I do not know these people from a can of paint, and most likely you don't either. It's just that something got to be going on behind closed doors, but God is going to allow you guys to gurgitate it out because something is going on where you guys are out there on a campaign, on a crusade, trying to crucify this man. But all this right here is because you guys are banking off of this. You need Martell to stay a villain because that's the only way that you guys can put money in your pocket. Come on and tell the truth and shame the devil. Country girl, if Terry Wilson come in,
You
go
better
ahead and block
say it.
her. Go ahead and block her, okay? Go ahead and block her. This has nothing to do with DV. This man was not arrested. These people put out all those false narratives, all those false narratives, and that
Right.
was a lie. Can you say his charges again? What he was charged for, which it was a misdemeanor.
Harassing harassing communication. Did you hear me, Lady D?
I hear you. I hear you. Yes, I'm
Uh-oh.
listening to you. I can
Oh,
hear
okay.
you.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. I wasn't sure. No, I wasn't sure if my mic was still messing up. Yeah, harassing communication. They done put out so many lies, and that's why I said it. She exaggerated the whole. She exaggerated a lot of that situation, and I'm just not. I'm just not drinking the Kool Aid. And like you said,
Absolutely.
Lady D, it's all about a money grab.
That's all
Like
it
he
is.
got,
That's
like
all
you
it
said,
is.
he got to be the villain, or they ain't gonna make no money.
That's it. I'm finna go ahead and block.
So they ain't gonna make no money.
You're gonna have to. You can watch on the outside. I'm gonna give you a timeout, Terry, because I already done told you. Look, ain't no gutter snipers in here. You guys go and do that trash somewhere else. Like I said, if
I
you can't
don't.
stand it, hold on one
Right? Cause
second,
she heard
butterfly.
you say that.
Butterfly, hold on one second. If you can't stand what's going on in here, because like I say, it's grown folks in here, then you just leave. Now I'm gonna put you on timeout, okay? Because we don't have that in here. Like I said there and say, we want clicks and likes, but we're not gonna sell our soul for it, okay? And that's real talk. Go ahead, butterfly.
You know what I noticed about them? They like 5-year-olds. She gonna use them words because God, she done been over here before and she done heard you call them gutter snipes. So now she trying to reverse it and call us gutter snipes. Your mammy's a gutter snipe. How about that?
Hmm.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sorry, Lady D.
no, I
I
called
shouldn't
her a
even
gutter
let
sniper.
them get me there, but
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
that yeah, she is a gutter snipe. You know, come over here
Hmm.
and try to force things down our throat. We don't agree. Do you got
It,
15, 11 vlogs that you can go watch that would tell you what you want to hear? Because it ain't coming, you won't hear it over here. So why even
mhm.
come over here?
But the thing about it is that
That
he
don't even
was
make no
not
sense. They
charged.
get on my nerves with that nonsense.
Yes, but the thing about it, Butterfly, he was not charged for DV and he was not charged for RP. He was not charged for that. Those are stuff that these
Right.
guys went ahead and
No, he
made up.
wasn't.
That was not true. And what he was charged for, it was a
Correct.
misdemeanor. We're gonna end up most likely throw that out. But the stuff
Correct.
that Melody did that he didn't report it, she could have gotten a felony, a first degree felony. But he saved her. He saved her because when she had
Right.
that
And this is
lighter fluid in that house, that right there, that's criminal. That is criminal.
right.
And
And see, that's why the judge.
country girl,
That's why
hold on, country
the
girl
judge in their
says, hold
case
on one,
said it's both of them.
yeah, hold
Hmm.
on one second. Country girl says, ain't nobody stuck on stupid and F up on dumb over here. Absolutely. Go ahead, girl. I like that.
Right.
Yes,
You better tell
indeed.
them, country girl. Thank you, baby.
Uh,
Because
you
you better let
Skinner, I
them
guess
know.
I that's
Yeah.
you Skinner. Hold on one second. You Skinner says, Terry W, please take a chill pill. Take something, honey. Take 2 aspirin and call it a day, girl. You need to go and rest on this stuff, unless these people are paying you. But these people got to be paying them because no way in the world I will fight so hard for another woman like that, especially when I know that this is not my flesh and blood. Make it make sense, Butterfly.
Nor am I going to be keep arguing back and forth with people all day that don't agree. Like, girl, we don't agree. Move on. We're not changing our mind. Like, I don't know why they think they could just come and just spew all this rhetoric like we're going to change our mind. Like, I don't know. Do you feel better that you're telling us how you feel? We already know how you feel because we see what y'all do. So, like, what's the point? What's the end game?
Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Come on, guys. I have 53 people in there. Come on, Bush babies,
You,
or
you think
whoever you
I go
guys
over there and
are.
sit and listen to any of them vloggers?
Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that
Yes,
like button
please
and
hit the
share these
like, y'all. Hit the
videos.
like. You here?
And make
You
sure you go ahead and comment as well.
okay?
Yeah, make sure you comment. And okay, Anthony Loti. What's Lofty?
Respectfully.
Yes. Anthony Lofty's is the house.
Oh,
He says,
Anthony's
hey
in the building.
everyone. You talking
Oh
to
my
me.
God, Lady
he
D.
said, he
You
says,
must got the
hey,
exclusive. I'm sorry.
he says, hey, everyone, and see, this is exactly why I didn't do a video with people saying he was trying to unalive himself. He was literally taking his daughter to tennis practice that day. Absolutely. If you want to come in, come on. You are welcome to come on, Anthony. Yes, Anthony.
Lady D, I
You
think you got the exclusive, girl. I think that's why they
you
all over
think
here. You
so?
got the exclusive.
Yes,
You
indeed.
got the
But like I
exclusive,
said,
girl.
they
You better pay
say,
attention so you can strike anybody that think they're going to use your video. You better get ready to strike some channels because we ain't playing with them out here.
Pepper
Don't even
says
let them
prayer
run away
for
with your material because that's exactly what they about to do. Because they
Pepper
ain't
says
got
prayer
it.
for Martell. Pepper says prayer for Martell and his kids. Absolutely, absolutely. And like I say, even like I said, we pray for all of them. But you
Hmm.
never win when you play dirty. Never win when you play dirty. Never. And that's facts. That's
You know.
facts.
That's why I'm really
Yes.
pissed because that really triggered me. That really triggered me. I I'm just like at a loss for words again. I'm like that really triggered me though because I lost my little brother to that. Hey Anthony, hey Papa, how you doing?
He
If
says
y'all didn't catch
sorry.
Anthony's vlog last night,
Yes.
y'all better go over there and catch his vlog.
Anthony says, sorry, I can't come up today. I'm at work with my iPod in my ear listening to y'all. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you are here. Yes, indeed. Anthony Lottis. Guys, make sure you go ahead and check out his channel. Yes, indeed. Am I pronouncing his last name right? It's Lofties, right? Yes. Make sure you go ahead and check out Anthony
Yep,
Lofties.
lofties.
Yes. Yes, make sure you go
Yes,
ahead and check
yep.
him out. Also, Country Girl Queenie says, hello, welcome everyone coming to this chat. Yes, indeed.
Yes,
But
y'all.
like I
Go
say,
show him some love.
it is what it is because, it's time to cut through these lies. But if I was the cast, it's time for them to start sending out defamation lawsuits. And I hope Anthony continue with his because someone needs to take accountability because as you can
Oh
see
yeah.
these people are not taking accountability. These people think that they can sit there and just wreak havoc and
Uh-uh.
mess up people's lives and nobody's supposed to say anything. Make it make sense. Okay, thank you. Because with this southern accent,
Mm-mm.
you say I'm saying it right. But yeah, and don't give up on them. You stay on them because
Okay.
these
Yep.
people, they have done too much. They have done too much, and they think that they can sit there and tear down people just because they trying to elevate one another. This woman, come on, make it make sense. Uh, Dark and Lovely say hello, Lady D in chat. Hey, Dark and Lovely, how are you doing? I see. Yes. Make sure you go ahead and check out Anthony Laltis. Make sure you go ahead and check out his channel. Also, Butterfly. Make sure you go ahead and check out her channel as well. Anthony says, "Trust and believe those lawsuits from the cast
And my
is
thing
on the
is,
way." Hold on, let me read this right quick. He says, "Trust and believe those lawsuits from the cast is on
hey,
the way."
welcome everybody coming in. Please make sure y'all hit
Look,
the like button as y'all come in.
let me read this right here. Trust and believe the lawsuit from the cast is on the way, and I know that 100% to be truth. Absolutely, stay on them. Because it's time for these people to
Mm-hmm.
take accountability of the things that they are doing. Your hope also says, "I feel bad for Destiny now that she's going to be targeted now." But like I said, it's time for
Okay,
all this stuff to stop. Go ahead, Butterfly.
exclusive, exclusive tea.
Yeah. Also, Dark and Lovely says, "I'm doing well. Thank you for
Unfortunately, they
asking."
never
But
took their
yeah.
target off her back. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Destiny was the one that had called him. He didn't know what's going on because this man is not on social media. This man got a job. This man is busy. You guys thinking that this man is home, sitting there crying and twirling his thumb and
Yes,
stuff
that's
like
good,
that,
dark and
all
lovely.
stressed out.
Yeah,
No, this man is not stressed out. This man sitting there, he's doing what he
I'm
needs to
glad
do,
she
taking care
did.
of his home. Taking care of his home.
They
Also,
this
Dark
would kill.
Lovely says
Hmm.
that hello nephew. Okay. Guys, look, I want to go ahead and drop the link. If you want to come on, you guys are welcome to come on. Let me go ahead and drop the link because this is good. This is a good day. This is a good day, a blessed day, because we wanted to hear from him because we don't want to see this man out. We don't want to see this man, the way that these people,
It is a
you
good
saw
day.
that thumbnail. Did you saw
It
the
is.
thumbnail, how they had this man in a straight jacket? Did you see that? That was horrible.
Yeah. What I tell you, I said months ago that they was trying to drive him to the nut house because the constant stalking, harassing, sabotaging anything he tries to do, but then in the same breath want to talk about he can't provide for his kids. But the minute y'all find out he got an opportunity that could provide for his kids, y'all go to try to sabotage it. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, y'all, it's not, no, no. This ain't the hamster wheel, and ain't nobody playing them games.
Hey, T Jones.
And
T
that's the
Jones
thing.
says, "Hey, ladies."
She's still, I'm sorry. A lot of people say that she don't want him, but I feel like this. If she don't want him, she dang sure don't want nobody else to want him.
Hold on
Leave him
hold on one
alone.
second.
Leave
Hold
him
on one
alone.
second. Uh, Butterfly. Hold on one second. I see Jocelyn Patricia. Do you know Jocelyn Patricia? I need to see your face, Jocelyn. Uh,
No, I don't know no Jocelyn Patricia.
yeah. Now I'm gonna let you on. Now, if you're a troll, I'm gonna get you out. Okay. Uh, Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Yes,
How
this
are
is.
you doing?
I'm good. I love listening to this channel.
Thank you very, very much. What you have?
I agree with everything y'all saying about they need to leave this man alone at this point.
Absolutely.
Like he's just getting ridiculous.
Especially when you have to make up stuff. That's the part that I don't like.
I never
Mm-hmm.
believed in the first
Body
place.
dollar.
Hmm.
Right.
I really, I didn't believe it as well, but I just went
Mm-mm.
on prayer mode, because the way that they went about it, when they start joking and, putting this man in a straight jacket and coming out with all this information, because we already know, when stuff like this, is a HIPAA law, and they are very protective when it comes to patients. So we wanted to know where is all this information is coming from. But like I said, if I was Martell, as rest as the rest of the cast, I would get them for defamation. That I wouldn't let this go, because this right here, this is horrible.
Just like AL said, it's coming. These lawsuits is coming, and about time that they
Too
are suing
much.
these people.
What you said? Go ahead, Jocelyn.
I said by time these people are suing them at this point.
Really
Hmm.
and truly.
Yes, yes. And the thing about it is, when the lawsuits start hitting them, they better not cry, because they put this on their own selves.
Yeah.
And you can see, just like what Butterfly said, it got to be some kind of Ponzi scheme, because when I think it was two content creators, they were saying something about they was being sued. They all band together and wanted to support, was putting money, in a GoFunding, so they can help them with attorney fees. So it got to be a click. All this right here got to be a click. T Jones says, I didn't feel like
Hmm.
it was true, just got in having you all found out it's not true. No, it's not true. And when they start suing CCs and fans, will Melody stand on their behalf? No, Melody ain't gonna stand on their behalf. Most likely she's going to sit there and just
She are.
associate herself with that. She gonna sit there and say, I don't have nothing to do with that. She gonna
I was
clean
about
her
to tell you.
hands. She's gonna clean her hands when it comes to stuff like that.
Let me tell you something right now. She's
Darky
in the
Lovely
process of
says,
doing that.
yeah,
She's in the process of doing that.
well, she have to. She have
Trust and
to.
believe that.
Either if I was called
But
as
it's too
king,
late. Mellow
well,
Mutt. It's too late.
she's have to, because if I was called as king, I would give her ultimatum. Either you go ahead and dismantle this millimeters, or just go ahead and fire her. I see Dark and Lovely says, right, I agree, he should sue them for defamation. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank God, look at God. Yes, indeed. I'm so
Well,
happy. I don't know about you guys, I'm happy. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
ain't AL suing her for defamation of character?
I think Butterfly could talk a little bit about that. She has a delay in her mic. Butterfly better get that mic together, because she probably have a delay in her mouth. Yes, he is. He came on just now, and he said he's not going to let it go. He's going to continue, and he got he got a lot of stuff on her. But like I said,
Yeah, because
these
that
people
live
have
that
been.
she did, was disgusting.
What live?
She's telling she told them people to call up to his job and all of that. It's just ridiculous.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, but that's just like I say, how these people fight. They like to go below the belt. But if I was called as king, that's leaving like a stain on his name. So I will let that go, because these people, they are very horrible. Dark and Lovely say, yep, she couldn't stand that Martell is okay. Couldn't none of them can stand. So why do you think anyone could go ahead and fill in, you could say, why do you think that they wants to see Martell out? Like, Martell is the only person in the world that ever cheated. Why you think that they so hard on Martell?
They act like he's the only man that cheated on TV. He is not the only man.
Hmm.
Let it go at this point. Like,
I think it's just a money grab. As long as they can keep dragging him, the more money that's going to be in his pocket, because they running off of that trauma bond bandwagon. That's the only thing that I can just come up with. But I'm just so glad, girl, when I saw this. I mean, I had to run on, and I just say, man, because I wanted to hear from him. I wanted to see him. Did you see it on IG, or you didn't see it?
oh, he going to the tennis practice.
Yes, did you see it?
Yeah,
He looked good, didn't he?
yeah, he look all right.
Mm-hmm. He looked good. Your Hope says, what if people saw Martell out with the kids and brought this mess to him? Shaking my head,
Right. They
because
don't think
they
about
wanted
that.
to believe he was committed. Yeah, you're right. That's horrible. I want to know who are these people because they really don't show their face. They always hide behind the computer. I mean, they talk some mad smack, man. I mean, really mad smack. But what was so gut wrenching to me when they started talking about his child, the one that's for Ariane, calling his child all out his name. Benita says respectfully, is Martell going to sue? I don't know what she meant by that. Talking about sue Marcella as well. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into that. I don't know nothing about that. You're gonna have to go on Marcella's page and ask her that. But if anything, he need to sue is the ones that sat there and put out that information that he was in a psychic ward. That's the one that he need to go ahead and sue.
But hold up. Why would he sue Marcella? Marcella didn't come out here making fun of him. She came out here and put out a prayer. She sent out prayers. The hell?
Yeah, and they started talking about
Yes.
Marcella teeth and everything else. And the thing about it, the ones that was sitting there talking about Miss Marcella, they living with their parents. Make it make sense. These people ain't nothing but bottle feeders. I'm telling you, these people just looking for any and everything. Most likely they don't work, don't have nothing going for them, sitting home just plotting evil. Like they say, the idle mind is the devil's playground or workshop. I mean, these people don't have nothing going for them because if they had something going for them, they wouldn't be putting out these false accusations. Country Girl says, sure, she sure did. I saw that live on replay. Okay, Country. Okay. T. Jones says, these folks crazy. Marcella is a good lady. Absolutely. But the thing about it is that they was dragging for Marcella. And Marcella was just sitting there praying. They the one who went out there and put out that false accusation. My God. Go ahead, guys. Y'all charm in because I can't talk too long with my throat.
Right. And calling them out for laughing. So if you don't care about them and she's calling you out for laughing, what's the problem? Why did you get so mad that she called you out if you don't care? Like they just be talking out the both sides of their.
Yes, you're right, Pepper. Living with their parents. Now, I wouldn't even talk about Ariane Curry. I wouldn't even utter nobody's name if I'm a grown woman that's living with my parents. Make it make sense. You ain't got a pot to pee in and a window to throw out of, but yet you want to sit there and talk about Ariane Curry. Ariane Curry is doing good, living really good. Nice house, everything. She's not living with her parents. Like I said there and say, these people are bottom feeders. They say any and everything just to get a reaction because that's the only way that they can put food on their table. But if I got to put food on my table to tear down, I don't want it because I have to sleep at night. And we already know when it comes to Miss Marcella is doing good, living good, very large. You see what I'm saying? But if you living with your parents, you shouldn't even say not one word. Okay? And that's real talk. Dark and Lovely says, I don't think he would sue Marcella. She was praying and advising to stop the gloating about Martell. I was there on her live. Valerie Eaglet says, what's the difference? Martell let Dusty Destiny, like I said there and say, you see, like I say, ain't nobody mad but the devil. But I'm not going to read it because long as they don't keep it on me, long as you don't make it personal, okay? Then when you make it personal, then we got a problem, okay? This is what Valerie says.
Well, just leave out the other part. Her name is Destiny.
She said Destiny, his kids' little birthday gig. So what's up with Miss Van posting her granddaughter? My God, court order. Well, like I said there and say, if Destiny went ahead and she posted his kids, she was wrong. Absolutely. She was wrong, hands down. And I'm pretty sure that Destiny, when she found out, she went ahead and took it down.
But manipulation.
Yeah, she went ahead and she took it down. But it's sad when you got all this smack.
She sure did. She sure did. But that's all manipulation. That's all manipulation. And that's what I told you. This was the whole thing is. She want to take it. Right. Mm-hmm.
Lynn says he didn't just cheat. He's hurting his children. He's not hurting his children.
My phone is delayed.
How the heck you gonna sit there and say,
Lady D? I
How the heck
apologize.
that you going to say that he's hurting his children when his children love him to death? This man sat there and according to what he put out, he said when he come home from a hard day's work, he had to bathe the kids, he had to help the kids with the homework, he was combing their hair and everything else.
Why she
Why
out there
Melody?
chasing fame?
Come on, girl. Go ahead. Go ahead.
While she out there chasing fame, he was being a stay-at-home father.
These people delusional.
Hold up, not with right, and not what he just said. She don't forget she co-signed. That's what he was doing. Right. So we're not going to act like she didn't also say that that's what he was doing. We're not going to play them games. Now they want to paint him as some type of abuser that's abusing his kids. And she know that he love his kids. That's another way that
Your
she's
mic is breaking up.
trying to hurt
Yeah,
him.
yeah, but
She
all
is
that
not
right there. Like I said,
over that man. She's not over the
no.
fact that he's still with Arion. She's mad that he's still with Arion. Period.
Absolutely. And she even said that. I remember on one of the episodes, she was saying that, you know, I can take you with any other woman, but just don't get back with her. It's not a word verbatim, but that's where all this grudgingly and all this animosity is coming from because she's scorned and she's bitter. But all this false narrative that you guys are painting this picture talking about this guy is a lie. All that stuff which you guys put out about him is a lie. The only thing that he did was cheated on his wife. And like I said there and say, he was not the first and he's not the last. And you don't know what happened in that house to drive this man out. Because tell me what man is going to come in and sit there and got to do everything while she's just sitting on the sofa dreaming that I wants to be the next celebrity. Make it make sense. And not only that, didn't he let her mom was in there too? So, like I said, what man would want that? Most likely Melody already had checked out. And I'm gonna say allegedly. But no man is, especially a southern man, is not gonna come home to a hard day's work just to see a dead log. And Melody already said, like I say, the Most High God is allowing Melody to gurgitate it out. She already said that Martell never pleased her. So if you with a woman that you cannot please, then somebody around the corner is just ready to scoop him up. Right, girls?
And why would you go on TV and said that this man haven't gave you an O in 14 years? It
Thank
just make
you.
you look stupid for going on TV and saying that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Big Back Van came and stayed there too and wasn't doing nothing. Sure.
I think, go ahead. You can go ahead, Jocelyn. Butterfly's having problems with a mic.
Yeah, I don't know why she went on TV saying that.
Because, like I said, she thought that was going to make her look good, but it didn't make her look good at all. Because, first of all, you could have kept that to yourself. Nobody want to know if you've been with a man for 14
Yep.
whole years and you out there
Yep.
sitting there fighting and tearing down and knowing you didn't wanted this man. That was just a show. And even Ariane even came on and said that the storyline
Trying
was
to
fake.
be. I told you she don't want nobody else to want him. She don't want nobody else to want that man. They think that man's dating somebody. They go try to stalk their pages down on Instagram, inbox them again.
Yeah, you are. But and I don't think that she wanted him because she was in love with him. I really don't think that and that's my opinion, guys. Like I say, all this right here is alleged for entertainment purpose only, okay? But like I said, I don't think that oh my God, you're my I don't think that Melody wanted Martell. I think that Melody wanted the benefits. She wanted what he can give her. Lynn says it's public knowledge. You should read. I read it. You don't need to tell me what I need to read. This man was not charged for all this stuff that you guys are saying. This man was not charged for that. This man was charged because of a 2-year receipt that Melody kept in her pocket so she could sit there and have something
Right.
on him. But what she gave them, it was
Can
a
y'all hear me?
misdemeanor. It
Is
was
my
just a
mic better?
misdemeanor. So I don't know what these people are trying to sit there and come up with all these false
Hello?
accusations. He was
Oh
not
God. Am
charged
I
for
mute?
DV. He
Can
was
y'all
not.
hear me?
I can hear you. He was not
Oh, okay.
charged
Am
for DV.
I
He
unmuted
was not charged for the R. He was
now?
not charged for DV. He was not charged for DV, and he
Right.
was not charged for the RP. Well, you guys need to
And
stop that running with that narrative, okay?
is it better now?
It's kind of. Let me go ahead and read this right here. Chocolate says, if there were benefits, why were he able to produce those benefits for himself? See, because you guys worrying about what's in his pockets. You guys are worrying about what's in his pocket. You guys, if you know these people, let us know. You guys don't know what this man is doing. You don't know what this man got. This you guys running after this lie because of other YouTubers. You guys don't know. And like I said, Martell was the one that helped Melody get her foot into the doors. Martell and Melody was a school teacher. Martell was the one that left the school system. It's a feedback, guys. It's a feedback,
public
guys.
knowledge. You should read.
Y'all,
I
guys,
read
it's a
it. You
feedback.
guys,
Jocelyn.
sorry,
Oh, that wasn't me. I think that was
Okay.
Butterfly.
Butterfly.
see that
Butterfly.
in there and
Butterfly.
have something.
Butterfly got to get a mic together. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Yeah, like it's just getting ridiculous at this point. Like, leave the man alone, leave the cast alone.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. It's
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is that they're running with this false narrative. They want to see this man charged with all this different stuff that some bloggers ran with. But this man is not charged with all this. All this stuff right here is, can you hear me? Because I see something say, can't unmute your guest.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Let me see if I can let Butterfly back on. Butterfly. I think her mic is still messed up. So go ahead, Jocelyn.
Yeah. Like right now they trying to tear down Stormy's business.
Tell me how horrible is that?
Like, I just want to know, what did Stormy do to Melody?
Not one thing, but prosper, growing, running ahead of her, doing great with her sales.
It's a beef that they made up. They made up their beef.
Yeah, because they're trying to chop it down. Like I say, all you seen right now is just a bunch of crabs in a barrel. A bunch of crabs in a barrel. Miss Peach say he wasn't arrested for DV. No, he wasn't arrested for DV. Also, she says, wow, they really needed to repent for all the hatred they have in the heart for Martell. And like I say, let them continue, because when you got your enemies in your corners, your enemies are your biggest advertisers. But what draws the line is when they run with a false narrative. You understand what I'm saying, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
That's horrible. Pepper says that Stormy is making more money than Melon. Absolutely. And they can't stand that. Bunch of crabs in a barrel. I read one of the comments where they were saying, we're going to sit there and we're going to report Stormy, and we're going to take all those sales and we're going to give it to Mel. My God, make it make
That's
sense.
ridiculous.
And the sad thing about it, they are grown folks. They are grown folks.
When Stormy come out and sue, I don't want to hear anything.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of lawsuits. And if I was Martell, the rumor that they had going this week, like I said, I would lawyer up. I saw Tasha K interview. I even sat there and subscribed to her the thing that she got on the internet. I want to subscribe to that. So I saw that, and I didn't see anything that was going to discriminate Martell. If anything, it discriminated, incriminated Melody. Okay. Your Hope says, what is people act as if Martell hurt them like he cheats? And I'm not mad at him being a dad and better peep for himself if the only I can about. But see, the thing about it is they not really worrying about Martell cheating. They worrying about long as they can continue dragging his name, they can benefit off it. You see where I'm going, Jocelyn?
Yeah.
He
Yeah, she
only
admitted it. Yeah, she
go
admitted
ahead.
it hitting him on TV.
What is she talking about?
Miss Peach said Martell should have had Melody arrested for DV since she admitted on TV. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Lynn. What Lynn says. Oh, Lynn went ahead and addressed Miss Peach went ahead and addressed Lynn. Yeah, I see right there. Like I said, they try, yeah, for benefits, because long as they can drag Martell, have him as the villain, then they're going to benefit. Melody was beating his dead horse for almost 7 seasons. Yes, benefit and all for Martell. And that's the only reason why Melody stayed. And I'm going to say a legend. All this right here is for entertainment purpose only. Okay. So let me make sure that I put a ledge on here. Okay. Let me make sure I put a ledge because see, you have to be 10 toes down when you come to these demonic spirits. Okay. Yes. A benefit. Yes, I said it. Yes, she benefiting off. And every last one of these bloggers that's tearing down Martell are benefiting off of that. Do you think that these people are setting up a platform just to sit there and just talk? No, these people are saying what they need to say just to go ahead and benefit off it, monetize. So yes, I did say it. Yes, I did say it. Benefiting. Because who would stay in a marriage almost 14 whole years and knowing that your man was sitting there with somebody else? And the only reason why, most likely, because they aired out their own story, she stayed in there because she pretty much didn't have nothing else going for her until they pitched that show, which gave her leeway where now she can be independent. And that's real talk. Like I said, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and sugarcoat nothing. We're gonna call it like it is. We are grown adults. And yes, I did say benefit. And we can go way, way back. They both was in the school system. Martell, he quit the school system, went and got his own business with his brother, made $1 million business in the lawnmower service, took Melody out and made her the face of their company. Like I said, they're insane. You guys only seen one side of it. You guys only seen one side of it. I only could tell it like it is. You know, that's it. They just not used to this because they're so busy sitting there running on this bandwagon. People going to tell you what you want to hear because they want the clicks and likes. Yes, I want clicks and likes. Yes, I want to get paid. But I also said there, I want to stand on my truth. I want to stand on righteousness. We only can go by of what they put out. And that's real talk. That's real talk. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Your Hope said, I don't know, Ariane may not be his day fall. He actually might not want it to be with Mel and wanted to leave his marriage, but we don't know that. Again, it's our opinion.
Absolutely. Everything
I
is
did feel like
opinion.
probably Martell probably fell out of Melly a long time ago. He would just stand there for the sake of his kids.
Absolutely. Ain't nobody no pick me in here. You want for that, you gonna be blocked because, like I said, honey, in here, I don't give a care if I got 1 or 2 people in here. Long as I know that we gonna stand on our truth. We're not gonna sit there and just say something just to be saying it. Devil, you is a liar. So you on timeout. If you want to talk, keep it on the topic, okay? Put on timeout, okay? Go ahead, Joss. She now tell me if this crazy. Said, then why he gets so mad when she left? Seems like he would have been happy if that's the case. Like I say, the man got kids.
Right, he stayed there because of the kids.
He stayed there because of kids. If not, his kids would have been to pillar the pole. This man wanted to make sure that his kids was tucked in their own bed. We already know when it came to Melody, what Melody said. Melody said there and said when she gets tired of Martell and She sat there and she go and get her a hotel. Just like my friend sat there and say, look, if she's sick of the kids and sick of her husband, she don't go and get her a hotel. She go take a bubble bath, okay? The man stayed there because of his kids. All these people, come on, you guys have to be, you guys got to be, do better than that. Martell struggling. You, Hope couldn't handle. Lord Jesus Christ. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Yeah, we don't know these people in real life.
Thank you. But the way that they acting like they notice people. But the thing about it, like I say, most of these people, just like Butterfly says, is a Ponzi scheme. These people are getting paid. So quite obvious, they're going to put that narrative out. That's why anyone that sat there and try to come against Melody's brand, they're going to try to tear it down because they're getting something out of, even if it grows their channel. Hi, T. Jones.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
Doing great. Doing great. What you think about all this stuff that is going on?
I think it's just sad and ridiculous. The man stayed in the marriage. I think he really wanted a marriage. He just wasn't satisfied in the marriage. So he went out seeking what he was looking for in his marriage. So it's kind of crazy. He cheated. They acting like he was Jesus. He cheated. He cheated. We all was born into sin. So I don't know what makes him above sin. He cheated. They act like he cheated on Mary.
Or on them?
Exactly. It's just crazy. But I didn't feel in my spirit that he was in no psych hospital. I just didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel that because that information, that's hard information to get. I have a business. I work with mental illness all day. That is very confidential. you
Absolutely.
know. So I just wasn't feeling that. When they knew they had court, I already knew it was gonna be all kind of stuff come on the web about this man. But he needs to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and he should start with her first.
Absolutely. And not only he, Carlos King as well.
Right? Yeah, it's ridiculous. But like we said yesterday, we just glad that he's not, you know, locked down and no. They want to send him there. They trying to drive him to a psych ward.
Trying, yeah. And they tried to do every last one of them. Even Ariane. Didn't Ariane, she sat there and she felt like she wanted to unalive because they was harassing and bullying her.
And I'm so glad she done slowed down a little bit because they was waiting. They watches her like a hog, waiting for her to
Mm,
make one move so they could take it and turn it into something else.
that's it. That's it.
She was on the way up. That was yesterday or day before yesterday. I seen it on somebody else's page, and all she was saying took that and turned it into she fishing. She wants somebody to say something. She just said, y'all quiet there. Y'all not saying anything. They took that like she was fishing for information. That girl know the information because she's with him.
Mm,
So she know what's going on.
that's it. That's it. Now, Lynn said God is in control and Melody has favor over her life. If anybody got favor
We
over their
all
life,
have
like I
favor of
said,
our
we
life.
all, every last one of them.
God
I
didn't
hope
stop when
she
he
do
made
as well.
Melody.
Thank you. I hope she does as well.
And what they fail to realize, the devil will build you up to see you
Thank you.
fall harder. So all that glam and gliss, that ain't hitting on nothing because that's carnal.
That's it.
You
That's
know,
it. And we
the
already
devil
talked
could,
about that. Yeah, the
yeah, the
devil
devil
bless you.
could build you up and make you feel like you sitting on top of the moon
Absolutely. He
and
blesses
laugh
you as
when you
well.
bring your butt down.
That's it. But the only thing about the devil's blessing, you won't have no peace. And as you can see, they don't have no peace. They don't
Right,
have no
because she
peace.
making all that money, but she's still not happy. Because if
Not
you
no
was that
peace.
rich, you wouldn't have time to get on. You wouldn't have time to entertain these underdogs.
Mm-mm-mm. Yep, yep. And
But
you
like the
gonna know the
book say, the
difference.
last will be first, and the first will be last. So Martell Day is coming. God gonna restore everything that the caterpillar and the locust worm took taken from him. So it's well.
Yeah, but if I was Martell, what I would do, because we already see how they play, and I think this is what Chocolate is saying. She was telling it. So if he is viewed negatively, then he needs to be mad at her because Mel don't say nothing about him. But what I think is should happen is that Martell need to go back to the courthouse and he needs to sit there and get a cease and desist where even Melody can't even mention my name on social media unless, it's between, you know, the kids, off cameras, not on social media. So if I was Martell, I would go ahead and do that. She couldn't even utter my name. So I'm pretty sure that she's done. She's done on that show because I don't think that nobody is going to go ahead and film with her. Miss Peach said, guys does not condone bullying and tearing other people down. Absolutely. And that's the thing about it. And they thinking, oh, this is of God. No, this is not of God. I talked about that this morning. This is not the act of God, but the act of the devil, because God is not the author of confusion, but love, peace, and of a sound mind. Mel never talked about Martell all the time. All the time. I don't think that Martell talks about Melody, but Melody makes sure that her millimeters dragging Martell and everybody else. These people is delusional. Go ahead,
And
guys.
and Lady D, what is so funny about it? God is a jealous God. They praising this
Mhm.
woman like she is Jesus herself. So you
A
know,
cult, yeah.
I can't. What they trying to do is gonna fall flat because God's not gonna bless that mess. For
Not at
one, y'all done
all.
took this lady and put her and molded her like she's just some queen sitting on a throne. He say he is a jealous God. He he's jealous, and you think he's glorified with the way they praising this demon?
Mm-mm-mm. This is what Devil's Advocate said that Martell went online claiming that Mel was a bad mom. Well, let's go ahead and talk about that right there.
Shit.
Didn't Martell sit there and say that Melody left the kids in the car when she got her nails done? And we're gonna say allegedly, but didn't Martell say that? Didn't Martell say he bathed the kids till he couldn't bathe them no more? Huh?
Oh yes.
So what that's trying to tell you?
And
Hmm?
then what's so crazy about it, she let everybody know he was a good dad when
That's the part.
Maurice and Marceau was picking at him. He was doing this, doing that, and the other, and oh, he's a great father. He's this, he's that, he's that. Okay, what happened to all that?
Ain't nobody hating. Ain't nobody hating. Ain't nobody hating in here. I can tell you right now, nobody hating in here. I know you got your hands full, Queena, but go ahead and block them out. Go ahead and block them out because see, we don't have that nasty stuff in here. Now, long as they stay on topic, yes, go ahead. But when they start making it personal, nobody hating. Nobody hating. Trust me, is enough on the table for everyone. Don't make no sense for no one trying to tear down, okay? Is enough on
And
the
then
table
if
for
we got three
everybody.
channels that's hating compared to 100, it shouldn't even be no problem.
Thank you.
We got 3 or 4 channels that defend this man. So
Yes.
why
Uh,
we have to be hating? We just call them the way we see it.
yeah, absolutely.
It's not about hating. It's about giving a valid opinion on what we see. Everybody don't see things alike. So
Now that's a joke right
we
there. Grandma Mucci says if you see the picture of Mel and a 24-hour fast she made to look like a goddess, and that's cult-like behavior. Like I said, I already talked about that this morning. God is not calling that type of fast anyway. It's too easy to turn over those plates. Okay, go and watch the live that I made this morning. You got anything that you want to say, Jocelyn?
No.
She- uh Chocolate says, girl, you got to be on with the whole arm of God with these people, honey, because you are against these demonic spirits. You hear me? Chocolate says, well, what happened to him saying several times post divorce that Mel was a good wife and that they had a perfect marriage. Then when he gets mad, she was a bad wife. I don't even remember Martell even saying that she was a bad wife. Martell loved his wife. The thing about it is that, he couldn't please his wife. And she even said he couldn't please her. So what you thought the man was gonna do? Just sit there and just be miserable? Like I said there and say, what's trash to somebody else can be treasure to somebody else. And that's real talk, okay? Miss P said that has to be a balance. We only speaking the truth. Absolutely. But see, the truth hurts to some people. No one loves the truth because the truth is like open heart surgery. Nobody wants to be open up. Everybody want to run with that false lie, okay? But like I said, most of these people in here ain't nothing but with those content creators, they just bottle feeders. They be looking for something like this. If I'm not, like I said, one thing about my spirit does not lie. They was trying to get a reaction. They didn't hear anything about Martell, wondering where Martell at. So by them putting out that false narrative, that's made him come out, okay? And he wasn't even checking it for that. That man was about his business, okay? Go ahead, T. Jones.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he did say that she was a good wife, I guess, when it came to maintaining business, but he always said that he was sexually aggravated with the marriage. So that plays a big part of a person's marriage. We got to keep our husbands satisfied, or they will
Absolutely.
seek somewhere else. So,
Mhm.
and then what's so crazy about it, she did it too. So,
That's it.
she did it too, and she said she sucked one ping, but how many pings? We don't know how many she sucked.
Mm-mm-mm. I ain't go- I, you know you got my tongue on that one. Uh Cheating
I'm
should
just
never be
saying,
uh
they want to degrade him and what
uh
Ariane say he did to her and what they did, but she was doing the same thing.
Lynn
It's
said
it.
Lynn says cheating should never be okay under any circumstance. Who told you that? The white man? Like I say, we call it cheating, okay? With this European standards. We call it
I
cheating. We don't know
understand what
what
you're
it was.
saying, Miss Lynn, that it shouldn't. You're right across the board, but at the end of the day, they both was doing it. The point is, it was cheating in the marriage, regardless to who started first. They both participated in it. Just because I do wrong, don't mean you do wrong, vice versa. So, both of them was a weak vessel when it came to the cheating because they both did it.
Cheat
Hold
on
on,
me or
hold
walk
on, hold
out
on,
on
Well,
me.
see, that's what I'm saying. We have to get it.
hold on. Let me
But
play
that's the
this.
reality.
Cheat on me or walk out
Well,
on
see,
me.
that's what I'm saying. We have to get into definition. Who told us that was cheating? Where did that idea come from that that's cheating? And I'm not saying that a lot of men are not just running around. I'm not talking about that. But if a woman finds out that her man has been with a woman while she's been with him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's a serious commitment and relationship. And if it hasn't taken anything from me, if I'm not going short of anything, and if this is what he thinks his responsibility is, then what kind of hell are you going to go through to prevent that? Since we cannot stop him, we have not been successful. The white woman has not been successful in stopping the white man from having another woman. They call them a mistress. We pick up a lot of that terminology. But a man who has 2 women, that's not necessarily a mistress. That's just his other woman. Now we got 2 choices. We can be the woman or the other woman. We don't have but those 2. Now I know we don't like that. I don't like that.
Thank you, baby.
But that's the
Appreciate you.
reality.
Need I say any more? Need I say any more? You got 2 choices. 2 choices. Like I said, a lot of stuff that we picked up on, we need to do our research. Oh my God. Like I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. Cheating is not
None
a
of
crime. Cheating is not a crime.
none of us are above being cheated on.
Thank you. Stay in that relationship long. You stay in
Right.
a relationship long. I promise you, honey.
I've
I
been
promise.
married damn near 30 years, and you better believe I married at 22 years old. So I grew up in a marriage, and I did things that was ungodly, and I'm quite sure my husband did. We just didn't look for it, and we didn't sit down and confess nothing. When
Uh,
we moved on, we just decided that it was gonna be us and our marriage, and we was gonna leave the outside out, and we left that there. We didn't go what you did and who you was with, how many. It didn't make no sense. What was done was done. Either we gonna move forward or we just gonna move on.
Lynn says, I have to disagree. Martell was with his mistress for 5 years until Melody
And she
walked
knew
away.
it.
Hold on,
She
hold on
knew
one
it.
second. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. She said, I have to disagree. Martell was with his mistress for 5 years until Melody walked away. If you are not satisfied,
Thank you,
then
babe.
leave. No, that is not true. Melody stayed in there. And then when she did leave, Melody most likely she had checked out. But she came back because she wanted to pitch this reality show. And most likely that's why Ariane has said that this entire storyline was fake. Melody already had checked out. Melody, if I'm not mistaken, went ahead and got her apartment. So she knew what was going in her relationship. She knew that Ariane was a part of that, half of her marriage. And the only reason why I think that she wasn't going back and forth, is because she pitched this reality show and she had the entire world watching. So that's why she went ahead, most likely, and I'm gonna say allegedly, went ahead and walked away. Okay, go ahead, T. Jones.
You know, these people, they know Melody personal. They was there,
Mm-hmm.
they was in that marriage. They know that's their cousin. They know her. Because you would think these people and laid in the bed with these people.
Mm-hmm. And Peace said exactly. Melody stayed in the marriage, and two babies were knowing he was cheating. Absolutely, and
That's
even
right.
Martell went ahead and told Dr. Heavenly that Melody went ahead and she unalived one of them and said, "Why would you go and unalive one of the kids if it was for me?" Martell, like I say, he loved children, and we only can go by of what they put out. So you cannot sit there and get mad with the messenger, according to what Martell said, and we're gonna say allegedly. He said
Like
that
they try
she
to,
went ahead and she did. She went ahead and she unalived. Why? If it was for him. So, like I said, guys, you got to be careful. You have to be careful because it takes two to tear down the house. We only going by one side. We don't want to hear Martell's side. But like I said, both hands was dirty. Both hands was dripping.
and
Uh,
they so negative when it comes to Martell, because even when Tasha K asked that question about that baby, he didn't entertain it. He said if it wasn't his, he didn't want to know it. That was his child.
absolutely.
He
But see, they
still
made it as
acknowledged that
if
little girl. They made that
yes,
into something else.
yeah, they spend it just like they spend everything else.
He's
Uh,
never denied. Neither one of those kids, not even little Knox.
Absolutely. Your hope says people were so involved with this that they were trying to contact Ariane's daughter's father. Oh my God, I didn't know anything about that. And his wife. Oh my, are you serious? Read this right here. People were so involved with this that they were trying to contact Ariane's daughter's father and his
Yeah,
wife. Why would
they
you
was
do
trying to
that?
find his Facebook and everything.
Oh my God, are you serious? Wow.
Now they trying to put out the rumor that he and Carlos King's having an affair.
Carlos King and Martell?
Yes.
Wow, that's horrible.
I watched that yesterday
That is
on
horrible.
one of the, yeah, they were saying that but quote unquote they saying that Ariane is putting this out. I've never heard say Ariane put it out.
No, I didn't hear Martell said that they both just agreed to terminate. Martell said he told it to Dr. Heavenly. I could play that clip if you want me to play that clip. He told Dr. Heavenly, he said, if it was mine, she didn't give me that decision. And I'm gonna say allegedly. All this right here, like I say, you air it out, you are free game. But according to the clips that I have, I can play the clips. I'm gonna find that clip when Martell was talking to Dr. Heavily. So, like I said, everybody's hands is dripping. Okay, so you can't sit there and throw the rock at one person and hide your hand, because the same pole that's in your eyes, somebody else's eyes, you better check that beam in yours. Okay. Reality versus reality TV. Some people can't decipher too. Absolutely. I've been saying that from day one. And that's why I think that Carlos King need to go ahead and put his foot down. because these people, they just can't decipher what is reality and what is these people personal life. These people personal life should never be picked apart like this. You don't see Tisha and Kimmy, you don't see them coming on social media airing out all their business. The only one's doing that is Melody. Only one is doing that is Melody. I'm gonna play it. I just got to search for it, but I'm gonna play it. But I have it. Okay. How sick and sad people are. But Lynn says she went back to try to save her. She didn't go back to save her marriage. And I'm gonna say a legend. Like I said there and say, this is my opinion, just like you guys give your opinion. I'm giving my commentary. Melody went back, just like Ariane said, to pitch this reality show. That's why on season 1, the very first season, even Carlos King was shocked. They all knew that Melody and Martell was having problems in the marriage. But Melody made it day 1, first season, and put on the table when they all was coming together, supposed to be talking about the comeback group. Melody made it all about herself, talking about Martell was cheating. So she really didn't want the marriage. She wanted to do exactly what she's doing today, but she didn't know the end results. She thought that at the end she was going to be lifted up and glorified. The only one lifting and glorifying her, and that's those Melanuts. She was not trying to save no marriage. What she wanted to be is the next star. She wanted to be a celebrity. She ran after fame. That's what she ran after, okay? And you act like, look, she said, you act like you all know Martell. No, it's not like we act like we know Martell personally. It's just that, like I said there and say, you guys have to know how to balance it. You guys not balancing it. When it comes to Martell, Martell gets no grace. No grace. Martell gets no grace. You guys don't give
We
us a
know
chance to
Martell
sit
just as
there.
well as they know Melody.
They don't give us a
we
chance. Peach say how hypocritical they top Tisha part. Yeah, for saying staying with Marcel, but Melody was trying to save her marriage. But and the thing about it, Melody, she ran off of what YouTubers said about Tisha and Marcel. Now tell me, if Melody was a friend to Tisha, she's not gonna get her information from YouTubers. She went and said that Marcel was cheating because she heard it from YouTubers. Like I said, hurt people hurt people. She wanted to see Tisha trauma bonding with her. And I know you guys not used to this type of talking, but like I said, in here is real talk, okay? We all can take a piece of all this stuff right here. We all been cheating on and whatever, but we don't stay in our vomit. We get up. We move on. If you say you about that life and you got it like this, then move on. You pitch this doggone reality show knowing that your life was toxic. And what did
right.
you thought was going to come out of this? Tell me what she thought was going to come out of this.
What she got out of what she wanted.
She even tried the
I feel like when
Uh,
she seen what it was gonna go, it
T.
was a
Jones.
plot.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Jocelyn.
she even tried to get some girl on there to say that Marcel was cheating on her.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Go ahead, T. Jones.
Yeah, I felt like when she seen what it was gonna be, it's like she sit back and she drew the map on what she was gonna do. That was a way to come out of her marriage publicly for a gain. And when they talk about her, with him not wanting her putting those kids on the internet and stuff, she was using those kids for monetary gain. He has never used those kids for monetary gain.
Yep. And when Martell said that about Marcel with those 20, Martell was a bigger man. Didn't he go and he apologized to Marcel and apologized to Marcel's son? Didn't he do that?
He really did.
Thank you. See, I don't know. Like I said, we got to be watching 2 different shows, or they just so biased. They got to be biased. Absolutely. That's all it is. It's all she's stirring up this pot because she know the more that, she keep all this drama going, she's selling those products. But I can't sleep at night like that. I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't sleep at night like that. Davina says that God sees her evil ways. Please believe it. Absolutely. God sees, and that's why God is bringing them to open shame. And I'm so glad that Martell came out and showed himself. I'm so glad he was at his daughter's tennis match. And the way that they
I,
went, they spin that story.
that's so sad.
See,
That's so sad.
absolutely.
But you see who the childish one is. I think she does a lot of that to stay relevant. She want to stay in the spotlight, so
Because
to
she's
keep
selling a
her relevant.
product. She's selling her products. And the reason why they're gonna keep pushing it because they getting their channel is growing and they getting a little few crumbs. So all this right here, just like Butterfly say, it's just a Ponzi scheme. It's like Oprah Winfrey, you get a car, you get a car. You see what I'm saying? You get a
Butterfly
channel.
said drop the link.
Butterfly, I hope she got that mic together because I got these earphones in. Let me see. Go ahead, guys. Mercy Grill says that's not true. Marcel, who know by Martell, this is real, is work at the courthouse. I don't know what she's saying. The devil hate Peach says the devil hates peace, so they had to do something to get a response for him. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And for the
Mm-mm-mm.
people who sit up here and say, "Oh, she can't control them or she can't tell them what to do," well, she can go on live and sell her products. And she told them people not to when they emailed their billionaire 100 times. She told them to stop, and they stopped. So why she can't get on live and tell them to stop going at the people's business and trying to tear them down?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the reason why she's not going to stop it because she's selling those products. But like I said, the love of money is the root of all evil. I couldn't sleep at night. She know good and well if she sat there and she poured water on that fire, then they gonna turn on her.
The way that lady got these people wrapped around her fingers, you'll think she burning some candles.
But like I said, you can burn as much candles as you want. You can burn wick, whatever you want to burn. That's on a temporary fix. Sooner or later, you're gonna be exposed. You're gonna be brought to open shame.
I've never seen nothing like it.
Yes, Lady D. What was that last statement you was reading before I came up here?
They talking about he needing
The devil
therapy.
hate.
Of course, he needed dealing with her
Sure, we all
and
could
the
use a little
entourage.
therapy. We all can use a
I
little
know I
therapy.
need it.
Yeah. I was
Who
at my
don't?
I was at my therapist when that was 2 months ago. Shoot.
Okay.
We all got a little. We all been through
We
stress. Shoot, just
need
living here
therapy
on in
too.
America, been through
Too.
hell. Just living here is
Right. Miss
hell.
Buddy needs
Shoot.
therapy too.
Tell me who don't. Shoot. I see another person came in. Davina. Hey, Davina.
Hey,
Hey guys,
Davita.
happy Monday, guys.
I love me some
Same to
Davita.
you.
Hey, boo.
Hey, you're speaking some truth, ladies. This is what I'm talking about. We no longer drink that Kool-Aid she was putting out trying to do this. She has some evil ways, and soon she's gonna have to pay a price because
Absolutely.
I said in the chat and said he is a sacrificial lamb for her. She
Mm,
sold her family and her life for fame, and it's not going to end well.
absolutely. This is what you see. The end results right here.
And just because he's going through something, I seen God turn things around, and his only thing he need is God and in the Word of God right now. That's what Montel needs. He needs God in his life because he will bounce back. yeah, she done dirty things to him. I remember hearing how she allegedly contacted that man with the suits back last year to buy out the contract so he will make money with the suits. They deliberately damaged his reviews on Amazon so his books won't sell. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So what
That's
type of woman?
horrible.
She's a type of, you know, she doesn't have God in her life, because if God was in her life, she wouldn't try to make Martell's life a living HELL.
Wow.
If
That's
she had God
horrible.
in her life, she would want good for him because that's her children's father. But she's not doing that.
Wow.
And
That's
that's the
horrible.
way, and I
That's
see,
You
yeah.
know she ain't doing that. She's a narcissist. She needs to feel like she's better than everybody else. That's her whole angst about her. She got to be the center of attention. Everybody else is wrong. She don't never do nothing wrong. You know what I mean?
Right. They almost went to blows with her friend Shanita last week. Did you remember seeing that? I don't think it's gonna end well with them two, because somebody in her fans is gonna try to split that friendship up. I see it happening. I see
Oh
it
no, it's
happening.
already gonna happen. And Shanita, I'm gonna tell you right now, Shanita ain't here for it. And I was listening to
Yeah, she
another
ain't playing.
content creator that came out chastising the slow meters. So homegirl is not happy, and Shanita is not here for the nonsense. Shanita, all that crap. See, like I keep saying, Melanie has built her brand on the backs of these slow meters.
that's it.
Hmm.
She has to
That's
feed
it.
them. Shanita don't got to feed them. So
That's
Shanita
it.
ain't gonna be putting up with what Melanie put up with, because they don't run Shanita's business like they run Melanie's.
Look what Lynn says. Melody is elevating just as God has ordained, and Martell has diminished. That's what they want. They wants to
But
see.
Satan,
That's what they
Satan,
wish.
but Satan can bless you too. You see the
Absolutely.
black and white she wore at that event, and this event at that thing she had for Hill Popper. She's down with Illuminati, guys, because they believe in
Absolutely.
that black and white. She's
W- w-
hanging with women that dealt with millionaires of men being their side chicks and things.
Yes.
And I said this last year. She's been trying to set Martell up so she could get full custody, so she could move everybody to Atlanta. But she doesn't know how Atlanta streets roll and what they get
Mhm.
down with down there. If she only knew, but she already got a place down there. But
Not
this whole
only so
plot,
she can move to Atlanta, but so she can exploit her kids. Let's not forget that she's trying to exploit her kids. I don't know why they want them kids on social media so bad. They are kids. What do they need to be on social media for? They're trying to exploit them damn kids. She is trying
and
to
a
exploit her
real,
own damn kids. That's why
that's
she
right.
want custody.
She want custody so she could go and live her lifestyle in Atlanta, but she don't know how those Atlanta street roll. And I believe it's already word around reality TV talk that she's difficult to work with. If you see what we seen out here with these fans, people not gonna
Yeah.
want to do deals with her. And see Jay Bolin, who she models for with his clothes, he deals with higher level black women in the Hollywood that she probably will never get to that level too.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, country girl. Country girl says she'll be back. She going to rinse the color out of her hair. Okay. Your hope says people are obsessed with those kids, and it's just so sad, you know. But the thing about it is that I think that they would do anything to try to hurt Martell, and what they trying to do is just thinking that they could take everything, but you cannot take those kids from their dad. They love their dad, and at the end of the day, the only one's going to get hurt is the kids. And when those kids grow up, they going to see all this stuff that's on social media. And most likely they might resent both of them, you know, from airing out that dirty laundry.
Yeah, real hard truths, buddy.
But she think it's a game
She's
though.
trying to
She really
overcompensate with them now. She's trying to overcompensate now. Which, hey, she's trying to overcompensate right now.
but she think it's a game. She really think it's a game.
That's it. Well, like I said, I can't convince you, Lynn. They both did evil. We call evil good and good evil. So it all depends what you call evil. It all depends what you call evil. But what we saw, we didn't saw the characteristics of a peaceful person. She didn't show no peace. Everybody that she came in contact with, she had a problem with. Everybody. So, it all depends what you want to call evil. Let me see what she's saying. She said the court documents don't lie. And she keeps talking about the court documents. This man is charged with a misdemeanor. Anybody wants to go ahead and talk about that have some information on this right here?
I don't
He
know.
wasn't
No,
charged
they
for
talk about
DV
the
and he wasn't
custody
charged for
documents
RP.
that they think nobody else read. Them court documents are already passed out. Hold on, Lady D. Hold on, Lady D. She's not talking about that. She talking about the child custody court papers. Them papers got put out, but they love to talk about what was in them court papers, but they leave out the judge chastised Melanie and said that she feel like that Miss Buddy was purposely being difficult. They leave that
Hmm.
part out.
Hmm.
They love to leave that part out.
And if he
The
loses
court documents
kids,
didn't say nothing about him abusing his kids. There was one
not at
incident that
all.
Melanie ran to the courthouse with. Right. There's one incident that Melanie went to the courthouse with and tried to make it seem like he abused his kids. That's what's in them court documents. All this other stuff that they keep trying to say court document, they want to leave out that the judge also chastised Melanie and said that she's absolutely being too difficult.
Miss P says they both was asked to seek counseling. They both need to. I hope that Martell went ahead and showed those clips when she was trying to unalive everybody that was in that house with that gas, with that lighter fluid and that lighter. And then they said I didn't see the picture. They said that she had threw a knife in the wall. Did you guys heard anything about that? And that's why he went in and called the police on her when Melody threw a knife in the wall. You guys know anything about that?
No, I didn't know about that. I knew about the video that was shared on Instagram
Well,
about
I'm gonna say
that.
allegedly, because I
And
did
I didn't
hear
know
that
about
she also
that.
threw a
Right.
knife in the wall. You heard about that one, Butterfly or T?
No, I didn't hear about that one.
No, okay.
I did not hear about that one, but I'm not surprised. She admitted to abusing
Mhm.
him physically. So
And
That's
that's what I
right.
want to know.
I guess
I,
they
I
want us
want to
to
know
ignore that
why.
too, right?
I want to know why Carlos King didn't address it because you remember at the reunion when she said that's why I beat your, you know what? I wonder why Carlos King didn't address it. Davina or one of you guys can go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead, Davina.
Um, when I seen that clip at the reunion, it's like she wants to keep picking and very unhinged like, and she thought that she could get away with saying that, but because she feels women rule with everything, I said this to someone else that she acts like she's untouchable and can't nobody touch her, come at her with criminal charges and things like that. But what she
But if we
did to
think
him,
about it, ladies, she did get away with it. Nothing happened. It was no talk about that. That went dead.
but you
When she
see,
made that statement that she kicked his tail, no one went up and said anything about that. But let him would have said something like that, they would have brought charges up against that man.
true,
So she
because
she she gets away with a lot of stuff. That's why she does it.
Go ahead,
mhm,
Davina.
I do think there's going to be a time when this show ends. She can get what's coming to her. Sometimes we have to wait. You see what's going on with that celebrity person, how they coming at him. She will get her just due because she's done a lot of damage to Montel, messing up his money, him
Hmm.
with stress and things like that for her fame and fortune. While she's enjoying life, there's other people suffering like the way doctors do people. That's the way I look at her. She act like she's above, but if it wasn't for Carlos King, he would never, we'll never know about her. And she thinks she's above him. She really thinks she's above everybody. And that's a dangerous mind to have, because you can't do everything for so long in a guy's eyes, because you will get your just due doing people wrong. She's damaged. Look what she's doing. She got her followers doing this boycotting Cameron's beauty. Like I said, there's no God in that.
Absolutely.
There's no God in that.
Mm-mm.
I learned a long time ago,
No,
when you
not whatsoever.
when you're trying to pull the rug onto somebody and dig ditches for them, you're gonna be the one falling in it. Cause I hate what Montel's going through. It hurts. That's how I feel like she's emasculated him. Cause that right there, when she mentioned that on that reunion, that she's always beat him, that's
Mhm.
emasculation behavior.
Absolutely, absolutely. And narcissists, you're right. But see, the thing about it, they are not going to talk about that. I see Lynn says, why is Melody not ordered to do counseling? We wondering why as well. We wondering why as well. Go ahead, Jocelyn. Then Jocelyn T. Jones. Jocelyn, you have something to say about that?
Like these people going after Stormy business, and I hope Stormy sue every single one of them.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But what do you think about when Melody had came on the reunion and said she really beats his tail? You know, that's DV right there, and no one even talked about that.
Yeah, nobody didn't say anything about that.
You're right.
Mhm.
You're
Go
right.
ahead, T. Go ahead, T. Jones, and then Butterfly.
Well, actually, nobody says nothing about nothing that she does. It's it's just crazy. To keep it real with you, I wouldn't miss the show. I wouldn't miss it. They need to let that go because it's more detrimental than anything.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Tiffany left because of mental issues. Destiny, it started getting to her. Tisha, she don't even go on the
It's just a
internet because
shame,
of it.
but I feel
It's
like
it's
her day
just
is
too
definitely coming
much.
there. That's why they trying to backpedal and people up right now. That's why they trying to cover their tracks and do a whole bunch of nonsense. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
To
They
clean
gonna
it
have a lot
up,
of
but it's
covering
too
to
late.
do. They
A
have a
lot of the stuff they do, yeah, because
Hmm. Thanks, country girl. Country girl says she's back. Thank you. Thank you. She says she's back. Go ahead, T. Jones. Who's talking? Butterfly. One of you
no.
guys. So, like I said, you know, it's just the thing about it. They don't hold her up for accountability of
I was
nothing she
on
do. They don't hold her accountability, and I
I've
just
never
hope
seen nothing like it.
me either. On all the reality shows, this is the only one that I know that people really get into these people personal business. Now, I remember when Real Housewives of Atlanta first came on, you know, people used to get into people business, but they didn't take it to a all-time low like they do Love and Marriage in Huntsville. They never did that. And the way that they treat Martell, you know, it's like they use them just like, you know, I even made several videos like as a sacrificial lamb, but they using them because they know that more as they drag them, they can pump money out of it, all for this storyline. Hope says someone said this before. If it was so bad as Mel said, she would have left Love and Marriage in Huntsville. Nope. Every season she's on and she needs to check just like everyone else. And that's the thing, you know, anybody can go ahead and charm in. If Mel got her own setup, you know, she got her own little entertainment thing that she's doing, why she just don't leave and focus on that if she knows she cannot get her piece on Love and Marriage in Huntsville? Anyone can go ahead and charm in.
Because it's not making no money.
because she's a
It's
selfish scallywag.
and
Because
it's
at the
not
end of the
making the
day,
money
there's
that
no
she's
way I'm
proclaiming
gonna
it's
keep signing
making.
up. Right? Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not. And Why would you keep going to a place and signing a contract if you're not satisfied with what's going on? See, her thing is she really. This is why she turned on the cast. She wanted them to ice out Martell because he cheated on her. That's she wants everybody to punish him for what he did to her, like she's some type of god. That's not reality. That's not real life. And let's just be honest. Martell is more likable than her. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just a fact.
Facts. That's facts. I agree. I think he's a very nice man. He's a charmer.
We just made, some
He
mistakes.
just
We
made
all
a
make
bad
mistakes.
mistake.
We all do. We all make mistakes, but we all, sit there and we learn and we live. But the thing about it is that they don't want to let Martell up off of his mistake. It's like they trying to take that last nail and nail him at the coffin. Especially when I saw that thumbnail. Did you guys saw that thumbnail of how they had this man in a straight jacket?
Yeah, that made me sick to my stomach. I hated that. I, yeah,
Like it's a
that was too
joke.
much.
They must have
And
shared my
I'm
video
tired
out
of
there
them
praying
talk.
for him. They have that video somewhere. Cause they just keep coming trying to troll up under my video. I'm not these other content creators. I'm not gonna let you sit in my comment section and talk crazy. So I don't even know why they wasting their time. Cause every time I see it, you're getting rated. You're getting the hell up out of my comment section. I mean, these people literally write novels, books. You're not about to write no book in my comment section. Get the hell out of here. Go
I
over there
wish
with
I had
them
my
people that
look.
like
Hold on
what
one
you.
second. Hold on one second. Podcast butterfly. I wish I had my podcast because this is what Lynn says is her show. Is Mel cutting those checks, guys? Is this Mel's show?
That's so crazy. It's her show.
It,
It
go
is
ahead,
not Mel's
Jocelyn.
show.
Jocelyn haven't
Mel's
said
show
that.
did not get picked up.
Jocelyn. Go ahead, Jocelyn. Is this Mel's show?
It's not her show because the show that she tried to pitch, it didn't work. So Carlos told her to go get some cast members because they wanted to be like a reality show, not a Bill House's show.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not her show.
Somebody got some background noise. Go ahead,
I'm
Davina.
sorry. I think that was me.
Go ahead, Davina.
I don't think she cuts the checks because if she was cutting checks, she'd be having her own table in the entrepreneur world. She's eating off Carlos' table. Carlos the one built his table.
Can you say it again? She's eating off of who table?
Carlos King's table.
Bingo.
Because if you're about this and you're this boss chick, why Nubian? Why not on these major networks that post things on success with black women like Bravo and NBC and We and Ox and all these other ones? The math ain't mathing to me when it comes to them saying they had the nerve to say that Mimosas event she outdid Carlos. And I'm like, huh? Carlos been in these streets over a decade and got way more relationships with women that got over 1 million followers on IG. Like, what are we talking about here? They really is brainwashed thinking she's above everything.
Uh,
How are you? Whenever, whenever,
Everybody. And
whenever
they
I'm
comparing
gonna go.
a podcast to a gala.
But you know what? I used to. She's she's jealous of Stormy. They want to say Stormy jealous of her, but if it wasn't for Stormy, 7th Avenue wouldn't be where it's at. Let's call that out. The math ain't mathing there either because when you hung with Stormy, you didn't have a G wagon till after you got cool with Stormy. Let's talk about that. You copied Stormy for her gifting a YouTuber, and you went to one of your followers and did
Right.
the same thing. Let's talk about that. I'm hearing that too. That those
Right.
reviews that was false on TikTok, there was some paid people in her favor to do that. So she's been hating at Miss Stormy. Stormy got a good husband, and she's jealous of that, and she's jealous of
Oh,
Tisha and
absolutely.
Marcel. Let's talk about it. It's nothing wrong with making product.
Absolutely.
It's nothing wrong with making product, but
Absolutely.
it's nothing wrong with making product. But baby, why not have your own little boutique somewhere Why is the hate? Because Stormy is big balling. She got that warehouse and things like that.
Stormy got a what?
A warehouse. She
She got
doing
a
big.
warehouse. She's not in a
That's a
basement.
no. She's not in her basement. See, when you're
She
having
has
a
a
business.
huge warehouse.
See the reason why Stormy got that warehouse because she's building a
Yeah,
brand.
she
She's
just
building a
moved into a new
legacy.
one.
She's building a legacy for her family. See, when we just want to do
Absolutely.
side hustles and make a few bucks here and there, ship some stuff out, of course, we're not going to want to invest in things bigger when the money comes in. A lot of us are not. So that's why she has it in her basement because she's not trying to take it to the next
No,
level.
Absolutely. This is what Logical Speech says. She's talking to Lynn, but she's saying
no,
callers
she went
has
to
said
invest in
several.
boobs in the
Hold
back.
on. She
That
said,
was more
hold on.
important to
Butterfly. She
her.
said, but she said callers had said several times that the show she pitched did not work for him. He changed it to Love and Marriage in Huntsville, but she's not
Right. So
cutting
it's
those
not her
checks.
show.
Yeah, it's not. That's Callers King show. Callers is the boss of that show. Now,
Exactly.
when she started cutting those checks, Miss Lynn, then we can say that this is the Melody's show. Melody got her own stuff going on, and she don't want to go over there. Why don't she leave? Now she do have something going on, but she don't want to leave.
Why is nobody talking about Shanita World?
Exactly.
Is it on?
Right, right, right. That part. Not only they're not talking about it, why wasn't she featured
No.
at that thing you just had? After you had her cancel with Dr. Heavenly to be loyal to you, quote unquote, why didn't you feature her at your other event? You ain't hear no talk about that girl being on that panel that she had for that fundraiser.
This is what Hannah says.
Huh?
Hannah says, this is my first time listening to your channel. Stormy problems with her company had nothing to do with Melody. Not sure what you all are connecting Melody to Storm. No, it's the millimeters that's the one that's connecting Melody to Storm's business. Anybody want to talk about that? Because you guys more knowledgeable when
Hannah
it comes to
Grace.
all this stuff.
Hannah Grace. The cut the knot. And this,
I can't believe.
and this is why they hyped up. And this is why they hyped up the attack on Melanie because Stormy confronted her on that girls trip, and that's why they're trying to come out here and clean it up and make it seem like, oh, Stormy had these issues, that issue, this issue. Stormy already confronted them issues, and if her company was doing that bad, she wouldn't have been able to move into a bigger warehouse. So miss us with
Mariah
the
Hugh is
propaganda
a
and the BS. Now that's
Mariah
you
Hugh is
if
an
you want to believe
EP
the
too.
BS. That's BS.
Yeah, but Mariah Hugh is an EP too, and she's not on the show. Go ahead, Davina.
So Hannah Grace is in the chat. She's a full blown millimeter. I'm shocked that she's over here in your chat. She rolls
Hmm.
with them over there.
Hmm.
I'm very shocked. Um,
Yeah.
if it was like I said, if it wasn't for Carlos, I
You
wouldn't
know why
know
they
none
over
of
here?
them.
They think they can filter out what we
Let let
saying.
let let Davida go ahead, Davida, and then T Jones. Who's talking? That's you, Butterfly. Go ahead, Davida.
Um,
I'm
what
muted.
I'm gonna say is that may God bless on her endeavors. I'm not kissing no tail behind that. When I see nothing but a man being emasculated and wonder why he cheated on you, but you still stayed. If you was this strong black woman, you probably wouldn't have been with him within 6 months of him cheating on you. Most women would not it would not stay for 5 years to still have another baby. So I don't see no strength of some woman there. You're about this now, but why you won't about it then? And the divorce is 4 years now, and I feel it's BS that you're still trying to drag a man that you're not married to no more and dragging him online and having all these people come at him. It's played out and tired. You're still using him as a storyline, and I'm sick of it.
Absolutely. What about you, Jocelyn? And then you guys can go ahead and fill in. Jocelyn, do you think that Stormy was harassed, by the millimeters, and
No, they made up that fake
that
beef.
reflects Melody? Go ahead.
They made up that fake beef because they claimed that Stormy said something about Melanie products and said that it was white labeled and she don't have a chemist and all of that. They made that up, and then they said, well, she should have told Melanie that she knew Ariane. Huntsville is very small. Everybody know who Ariane is over there.
Mhm. So they was upset because Stormy knew Ariane?
Yep.
No,
Wow, that's childish.
it's not just that, honey. It's not just
She
that.
is
They
she
use
is
they
jealous of Stormy still. Stormy still is everything that's going on.
somebody had time one day to go pull up comments in Facebook groups from 2020 where Stormy mother had her own opinions about the show. They put that in there too. I thought it was the most stupidest thing ever. What her mother
Stormy
got
Mama
to
knew
do
what
with what her mother got to do with her being on the show. But
But
see,
Stormy
Miss
Mama knew what she was talking about when she told her that Mel wasn't no good. That woman knew what she was talking about. She could see
exactly.
straight through her. Stormy was
Right.
good for Melanie when it was a
Exactly.
benefit for her. After it wasn't nothing
Exactly.
beneficial, Stormy wasn't nothing. Stormy fell right in line with Destiny and the rest of them. She is about what she can get, and when she
Mm-mm.
get it,
Exactly.
she gone.
And Martell even said that a few seasons back.
Right.
But I do
Right.
believe it, and that's what I see. That's how she did
Mhm.
AL. You know how she used AL, and when she got what she wanted from him, you see how she
Yep.
just tried to do that to him. So yeah, cause she
M-A-T-T, all
used.
in one swoop. Yep. Mhm.
So yeah,
And Shannon,
Both of y'all talking. Go ahead, Davita.
she like I said, when she used Stormy and Miss Betty seen it. And I do believe that what Miss Betty said, she likes to use people just like she's trying to use that girl Shanita. That's not going to end well either. If she was about business, why she didn't go back to the businesses she was in when she was married? That real estate stuff and buying properties. I don't see her doing none of that. This e-commerce game could go for so long. You got to build wealth with that. Stormy offers a subscription, and that's a recurring payment, and most business owners know about recurring revenue every month. She doesn't have any subscriptions being added because that's a cost with Shopify, the more higher you get, the more money you got to put out with Shopify. But that's why I'm for Stormy, because she used Stormy. She didn't have none of those things till she got hung out with Stormy. She even had her video at Stormy's house.
Yeah, that's it. And that's what
So
I was
who
saying last time. I was saying the same thing last time. I didn't see that Melody was really issuing out products until Storm came on that show.
exactly? Like I used to make products back in the day for things and made roll-on perfumes because that was a thing and stuff like that. It was something I like to do. It's not for me to copy someone else. But I guess her products are working because at one time she didn't have no edges, but her edges are coming back in. But
they still thin.
I haven't used Seventh Avenue, so I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I haven't used it. I can after what I seen, what's paraded on social media in the last year and a half. I just can't. I'm not giving my money to that and how she does people. No.
I
Mm.
thank God I have smooth chocolate skin. I don't need all that stuff. I use soap and Jergens
Exactly.
lotion.
That's
Mhm.
another support our products. Slow me's can keep on feeding her because I would never. She's
Now I may
disgusting.
try Stormy's
She's
body buddy.
deplorable.
Body buddy.
Melanie Paul Roger is deplorable.
Mhm. You have something to say, Jocelyn?
Just like TikTok. She wasn't on TikTok before. Now she's on TikTok because Stormer's on there.
but yet everybody is copying, right? Oh, yes. What about you, T. Jones? You have something to say?
Oh no,
It's just a lot,
it
guys.
takes your breath. It flutters you.
Mm.
It's too much.
But I just don't know where they running with all the narratives, especially when it comes to Martell. It's like they trying to see this man down. But like I said, ain't no way in the world they going to accomplish anything. Anything that they're going to accomplish, and that to me, that's going to be a lawsuit. And no, Melody is not the owner of this show, not at all. He didn't even come. I don't even think Melody even came up with the name. So I don't know where they getting all this stuff from. I mean, all the facts is out there. All the facts is out there. So I just don't understand why are they trying to elevate one person and tear down everybody else? No way in the world, no one outside of Love and Marriage in Huntsville will ever work with something like that, Starbucks says, "Hi guys, please continue to hit the like button. It's free and great way to support the channel and keep Lady D in the algorithm." Absolutely, absolutely. So guys, what else y'all want to go ahead and say about this? The time is now. Say I wish all the cast members well. Absolutely. I pray for all of them. I want to see all of them succeed. It's enough for everyone to prosper and show their business, so it doesn't make no sense for tearing down everybody businesses and lifting up one person. Is enough for everybody to eat off of that one table.
Mhm.
Miss Peach says,
Absolutely
"Love and
not.
marriage."
Especially under
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you're saying?
No, I'm sorry. You go ahead. You.
She's
No,
no, I'm just
I
saying.
was
I was
just
just
gonna
reading the
say.
comments.
No, yeah,
Go
that's what
ahead.
I'm
I
saying.
was
Go
just
ahead.
reading
Read
the
the
comments.
comment.
No, I'm just reading. Go ahead. Say what you have to say, Butterfly.
Oh no, I was saying, and that's it's just no good. And I'm okay. Like you know. I don't. It's the lies and you know what I'm saying, the scamming. They want to call everybody else a scammer, but she's the real scammer if you think about it. She done scam these
Hmm.
people with a whole bunch of lies and
Hmm.
BS. They run around and you know what I'm saying. They're trying to make everybody agree with them. Everybody's not going to agree with y'all.
Hmm.
Everybody, I can have empathy for her, which I did have empathy for a situation, but her fans made it so that I don't even have empathy for her. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, I don't. I have no type of empathy for her
You be
whatsoever.
trying
I
to sit
did,
there, yeah, you be
but
trying to
I
sit
had
there
empathy and I could still see
yeah,
her for who she was.
absolutely. Yeah. What you say about it? What your thoughts about it, Davida?
I just wish that I think the show needs to be canceled because at the point
Hmm.
that it is now, it's been too much damage has happened. People been harassed, been followed and stalked. There's lawsuits coming out,
Hmm.
because of that one individual. When I realized that when I vision her standing there and on the other side is all of them on that show. Who's the common denominator? I think
Hmm.
she has damaged the show and her fans damaged the show. They went too far going to people's places of businesses, recording it. And when you get cussed out, you want to press charges. But when you put other lies about people you're searching, it was none of our business if Maurice was this, that, and the third. But now they're crying because he's had enough and he's suing that other content creator, how she tried to embarrass on her live back in December. He's going to do what he has to do because she's done a lot of damage to him. And if people didn't see her evil ways that day, I don't know what else could do it. She's the type to throw rocks and hide her hands. And
Absolutely.
and the slip is showing now.
Absolutely. But at one time, I thought that, they should go ahead and cancel the show or just regroup, just let it you know, just give it time, at least 2 years. But then that's what they want. I wouldn't give them what they want. What I would do if I was Carlos King, I wouldn't cancel the show because you cannot stop other people from making a living just because of one bad apple. So if I was Carlos King, what I would do is I would fly down there to Huntsville and I would get all of them together and go ahead and vote Melody off.
I agree. I think that's what needs to happen.
Hmm.
I
I would do
definitely
the
agree
same
to that
thing. I
because
would
I've
do
had
the
it.
same.
Because I had enough. And when, you know what day, when I felt good is a few weeks ago when he said on that live with him and Dr. Heavenly, he realized then what they've been doing and he called it out and they got in their feelings about that. And I'm like, finally, he's speaking out.
Hmm.
I never seen a reality show do this. Real Housewives of Atlanta been out since 2008. I never seen no one been so done this type of behavior. Like straight up, not even with hip hop, loving hip hop and the fights that went on there. I never seen fans do anything with them either like this here. And I believe there's some witchcraft involved, playing on the hearts of weak-minded individuals,
Hmm.
like a cult, with these private groups that they have. And I'm just disgusted by it because this is not of the Heavenly Father, like I said.
But that's the key right there, Davita. Because of the private groups, the other shows, reality shows, they didn't have private groups where it was like what Butterfly said, it's a Ponzi scheme. Where they helping each other channel grow, and when they say what they can't say, the one of the cats can't say, I'm just saying allegedly, then they all going to get together and put in a pot and try to build that person out of whatever they are being charged with. So all this right here is just a money racket. That's the only way that I can see, because no way in the world you're going to fight for one woman that hard unless some money is coming out of this.
Exactly. Exactly. I said the same thing, and then if she's made thousands of dollars off
Where's
them,
the bus coming down?
not just from the products.
Butterfly, mute your mic. Go ahead, David, and then go ahead, Jocelyn.
I've been seeing the money rack because whenever that whole thing, I'm gonna tell you, when that whole spill happened with her and AL, when these content creators was dragging him after that situation, she will be in the chats cheering it
Mhm.
on. And I'm saying to myself, you supposed to be on TV and you lower yourself down to these people and their behavior. And I screenshotted that stuff and I just, what if that could be given to Martell to help him in his case? Because she's supposed to be tending to her children and she's cheering this on in their chats. She must have a lot of time on her hands.
Right. I
Then I
would send
then,
it to
then
them.
I and
Davida, I
then I
would
see
send them. Yeah.
I also seen it where she'll be in their chats to push her products too. That means she doesn't even do social media ads to drive people. She must not do email marketing because she's steady having them to promote her stuff in their chats. Now I did see that too.
Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Yeah, I just want them to stop. And I want her to get online to tell these people to stop. Because they will
Hmm.
only stop if she tell them to.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, look, we're gonna go ahead and close it down, but each one take a chance, a turn. What do you think the solution should be when it comes to love and marriage in Huntsville? Go ahead, Butterfly, and then Davida and Jocelyn.
Okay. Now after I answer, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down because I gotta go run an errand real quick. I believe that either they ice her out or, like you said, come together as a cast and vote her off the cast.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Let her go on about her business and take her fans right along with her.
absolutely. Go ahead, Davida.
I think the executives of OWN and all them need to have a sit down and decide what's best here and show all the proof what's been happening and get her off the show because it's nothing good coming
Absolutely.
because she's going to continue to use Martell as a storyline, and I'm just not for it. I want to see better.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
I agree with them.
Hmm. Absolutely. They have to come to some kind of solution because this right here, it is getting out of hand. And I truly believe that someone is going to get hurt because anytime when you stalking people, going on their personal page and trying to stop these people from making a living, then to me, it's scary. I don't know about you guys, but that is scary. Just imagine that you got, these people, you don't know them, they know you, and you got kids, and you step outside and these people taking this route to show so serious. You don't know what these people could do. If I was Martell, the way that they hate Martell, it's like that sitcom. You remember that sitcom, Everybody Hate Chris? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that's
Yeah,
what
I
it,
remember.
yeah, that's what it reminds me. Everybody hates Martell. And if I was Martell, even Ariane and Stormy, I would never leave out my house without a bodyguard. I wouldn't leave out my house with a bodyguard because this is scary, for people to. And then the thing about it is grown people. I see if it was children, but these are grown, old, dusty people that's so invested in these people's life. But the thing about it is, it makes you wonder what is their life, what is going on in their life for these people to be so invested on a reality show. Make it make sense. It doesn't make no sense at all. So, guys, look, we done did 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. But the best thing about it, I'm so glad that Martell he came and he showed himself so he can shut down all those rumors. So, like I said, some of the stuff that these people are running with, you know, they running because of clicks and likes because they getting monetized. And just like Miss Peach said, and we're gonna go ahead and close it with this: no weapon formed against Martell, the Scots, Destiny, Stormy, all the ones that's going through all this stuff right here, no one is going to prosper. It's not going to prosper. And thank you, mods. Thank you for coming in. I mean, this right here was a good show. Thank you, Davita. Thank you for coming in. You are welcome anytime. And I have your email, or just email me whenever you want to talk about certain topics, besides love and marriage in Huntsville, or anything, whatever you want to talk about. Just email me and I'll go ahead and set up a live here.
Okay, cool.
All right. So bless you here. So I'm gonna go
Bless
ahead
you
and
too.
close it out. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So guys, I really enjoyed this show. This was real good. Like I said, it's a reality show at the end of the day, but this have gotten a little too far. And thank my mods for coming on. Make sure you guys, like I said, I don't mind you guys coming on the panel, but make sure that your mic is straight because we want to make sure that we give a good show because some people, like I have headphones on and we want to make sure that everything is clear. And also Anthony Lofty, he came in. Thank you very, very much for coming in and watching my live, Anthony Lofty. So guys, make sure you go ahead and check him out as well. Butterfly, she came in. Make sure you go ahead and check her out. Also Misbehaving, she came in. Well, she didn't came in, but check out Misbehaving. So guys, look, I had parathyroid surgery, so it's like 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this down. Thank you, Logical Speak. Thank you, Country Girl. Thank you, Starbucks. Thank you guys for coming in. Also, Miss Peach. Miss Peach was holding it down in here. In here, Miss Peach. I got to say, Miss Peach, your hope. She also was holding it down. Even you, Lynn. We're gonna, like I say, as long as you keep it on top, it's good with me. I see where Siren Songstress says they could have portrayed her as abuser, Tamika, but they covered it up. They as I can't see what it says because something else blocking it. But they covered it up. They as in the show, but she kept talking. They may show up. So guys, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down because I can't I lose my voice on here. So you all be blessed and you all enjoy the rest of your night. Good night, guys.